motorcycle officer stopped at the light. The driver who disregarded the red light and caused the crash, a 33-year-old man, fled on foot but was later arrested. The MPD officer, a 38-year-old man, the driver of the bus, a 57-year-old woman, and an occupant of the bus, a 68-year-old woman, was transported to a local hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Criminal charges are being referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Liberal Justice Janet Protasiewicz was sworn in publicly at the state capitol on Tuesday, August 1st into the Wisconsin Supreme Court to serve a 10-year term, marking the first time in over a decade liberals will hold a majority on the court. Protasiewicz, who previously served as a Milwaukee County Circuit Judge and former prosecutor, defeated conservative Dan Kelly by 11 points in April, moving the court to a 4-3 liberal majority. A lawsuit aimed at rewriting Wisconsin's legislative maps to favor Republicans less is expected to be filed Wednesday at the state Supreme Court, a day after the state's highest court flipped to liberal control for the first time in years. Political districts typically are redrawn once every 10 years, following the completion of the U.S. Census. The current maps tilt heavily in Republicans' favor, with 63 of the 99 assembly seats and 23 of the 33 Senate seats leaning towards the GOP. Law Forward, a Madison-based, liberal-leaning law firm focused on voting issues, is bringing the legal challenge straight to the Supreme Court. By bypassing lower courts, the challenge will be expedited and could lead to an outcome before the 2024 elections. Congratulations are in order for the Truth's very own Melanie Ricks. The Milwaukee Bucks have hired Melanie Ricks as their new sideline and digital reporter, replacing Zora Stevenson, who announced she was leaving the Bucks back in July after she took a job with a national network. Ricks will report for all Bucks games airing on Bally Sports Wisconsin and work as a digital reporter for the Bucks' in-house team. This has been your 1017 The Truth News Update. The Tori Lowe Show is up next on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? Oh, this nigga. I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I done seen Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe that racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And I'm but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
Hey, how you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Hero Thursday.
Hey, and how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Hey, look, we gonna switch it up. We switching it up. Benjamin came to me and said that instead of Hometown Thursdays, we gonna call it Hero Thursdays.
Hometown Heroes.
Hometown Heroes.
Yes.
On Thursdays.
Yeah, it is on Thursdays, but it's Hometown Heroes, you know.
Hometown Heroes.
Yeah, Milwaukee, we got a lot of them. So
Hometown Heroes hosted by your boy Benjamin.
It's amazing.
Hey, I liked it. I liked it. It's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger, it's better, it's wider. You know, you can fit more variety into that, you know.
Well, speaking of heroes, Hometown Heroes,
bum, bum, bum.
we got guests. We got guests in the building. We got Jarvis Redd in the building.
What's going on?
Hey, look, Jarvis Redd, I'm going to tell you, y'all do not want to miss this interview right now. Y'all do not want to miss it. It's the first of its kind right here on 101.7 The Truth.
Facts.
And it's coming from the block. I'm telling you, it's you want to open up your ears, okay? Hey, how you doing, Jarvis Redd?
Man, taking it easy, brother, man. You know.
Now, for those that don't know, Jarvis Redd is actually into the country music scene. And when I say he's into the country music scene, he's knee deep in the new generation of country singers. And to me, I feel like it's a privilege to have him on the show because it's not just rap. It's not just R&B. It's country. And this is coming from somebody that was born and raised right here in the city of Milwaukee.
Yes, sir. 53206.
From the 53206.
Damn.
Hey, now, how did you get involved in country? Because we're gonna play some of the music. We gonna have to play some of his music while he talking so people can hear some of it.
Okay.
Because this is interesting to me.
Okay. So how did I get in country, man? You know, as a kid, you know, I was always I just loved music. I always been a lover of music. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my stepdad, Nate Luckett, he's from the South. So he came in my life at a young age, and you know, as a kid, I used to get in trouble a lot because he has a real strong accent. You know, it got a little better, you know, with the time, but when I was young, it was real. He was like a black Forrest Gump to me. Every time he talked, it was just so funny to me. So I would get in trouble because I would mimic him as like a 7-8-year-old.
Oh wow.
You know? And my mama didn't like that, so, you know, she tear my butt up. But, you know, I pretty much, you know, I fell in love with country, man, because, you know, the stories, man, and, you know, just being around, you know, people from the South like my stepdad. And, you know, it's just, it's good music, man. And I feel like it's a genre, man, that needs to be touched by us more.
It need to add some flavor.
Yeah, man.
I say you adding flavor to the country because I see you got a little bounce. You added a little bounce to it.
Yes, sir.
You add a little hip hop, a little touch of hip hop, a little touch of R&B, and a soulful sound. It sounded like you was in the church.
Yeah, man. You know what?
Like you came out the church.
I grew up in the church, man. I've been in church since I was a baby. You know, at one time, you know, I actually was a youth pastor, you know, in my early 20s.
That explains it.
Yeah, man, God has been good to me, man. So, you know, that church in my voice, man, as much as, you know, I try to put it, you know, on the back burner, man, it always finds its way to the front, man, and come out in some of my music some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
With that being said, Jarvis, so you never felt, when it comes down to you being a country artist, the country star that you are, growing up you already had like an innate ability to do country music. Like you were like, you know what, country is the genre I want to go with. How did you feel, and why did you feel that comfortable? Because at the end of the day, you know, being a black man from the 53206, I'm from Racine, the south side of Racine to be specific.
From the block.
Yeah. Okay. We always are surrounded by, again, church music and or hip hop or R&B. Why did you choose the route of country?
To be honest, man, you know, me pursuing country, it was just an experiment that worked, that wasn't planned at all. You know, I just knew I could do it.
Yeah.
So in 2021, man, I actually wrote one of my first country songs in 2015. That's when I was doing a lot of different. You know, I got bored with, you know, writing, you know, R&B records and, you know, gospel records. And I said, man, I need to write a country record. So I wrote a country record. To this day, that's still my mama's favorite song. It's called In My Truck. Y'all going to be hearing it real soon. Yeah. In My Truck.
Now, hold on. I mean, was this around the time Lil Nas X dropped Old
this
Town
was before
Country?
That.
Right.
This was before that. This 2015.
And that was the first time we saw a black guy take over country.
Yep.
Went crazy. You know,
before Nas even came out.
Right.
Yeah.
So you decided to say, hey, look, I'm going to do country. You got on TikTok. You got 1 million followers. You got over 1 million followers right now.
Yes, sir.
I mean, talk about taking over social media.
Okay, here's the thing with that. In 2021, y'all remember that record with Drake and Young Blue called Your Mind Still?
Right.
If I ever made you angry, baby. That song?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that record came out, and I saw a lot of people, you know, when it's a big record, everybody got to get their little touch on it, put their little verse on it, or do a cover. So, man, I said, man, you know what? Why don't I do that? But what would make me stand out from everybody else? Wait, hold up. Let me reach into my country bag. So I said, what if I flip this and made it country, and then put a little island in it, and then put a little R&B, and then end it with the gospel? I wonder what happened. So I ended up doing that, and at that time, I probably had like 30 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much done and tired of TikTok, because I would put out videos and they get like 13 views, maybe 7 views. I said, man, I'm done with this crap. So anyway, man, this time, man, this last, I said I'm gonna give it another shot. I did the cover with Young Blue, and I woke up the next morning. I had 10,000 followers, and it went up to.
It happens like that.
I had 10,000 followers, and the video went up to 100,000 views.
Oh wow!
I said, oh, they done gave the wrong person a platform. I'm about to cut up.
Give us a little taste. Is that still on? Is that still up on TikTok?
Yeah, it's still up. You know what's crazy about that, man? I did that 2 years ago, and it's going viral again. It just went viral again 2 weeks ago, and I got so many people in my DMs, man, that's hit me.
I saw that T-Pain acknowledged you. T-Pain was impressed.
Yeah.
By what you was doing. I couldn't believe T-Pain, and he was being hard on everybody.
Man, T-Pain showed me love, man.
He ain't never called you the right
in the worst way. Hey, but man,
this is a song right here.
They say time heals. She can't see her life without me. She's so blind still. Tell that little boy you wait to take a hike. Your mind still, girl. And she don't wanna go to sleep. She angry. Lately she been noticing me. I wish that we could change places. Don't no boo boo faces. You got my heart beat racing.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, man, this one is going viral again, man. It's crazy, man. And you know, the craziest part about it is that, you know, for a whole year with me going into country music, I told myself, man, you know, because country music is tough, man, you know.
Right.
Especially when you black, and then you know, you're not from the South, and you know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm gonna take a break from my R&B country, and I'm gonna just do straight country records. And I've been recording and doing traditional country records, but man, 2 weeks ago, a video that I did, the song we just played, went viral again. Teddy Riley hit me up.
Hold on,
Rodney Jerkins.
Damn! Wow.
And it's like, man, and it's just like when I, you know, tried to get away from, you know, the soul and the gospel. It's like, I can't do that because that's where I shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I want to,
it's in your soul.
Yeah, as much as I want to do traditional country, I'm gonna still do some traditional records here and there. But I have to give them. I got to give them everything. I got to give them. Hey, look,
I got a question. I got a question. T-Pain pointed you out. Have you ever had a conversation with these people, or they just hitting you up on social media?
Well, I never had a conversation with T-Pain, but I had a conversation with his right-hand man that was in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, real cool.
Did they ever ask you to come in and do some recording?
We talked about it, but it never really came into fruition. But
I mean, you're being recognized right now for your skills, and I saw that you flew down to Nashville as well.
Oh yeah,
and that was huge because this journey is starting to expand now.
Yes, sir.
You down in Nashville. Are you writing for country people? I mean, what are you doing in the game right now? Because I'm seeing a lot of activity on your side of the fence.
Right now, bro, I'm just I'm in the studio and just putting together records, man. I'm writing records. Right now I'm trying to build the Jarvis Redd brand, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking for that one smash, the one, I feel real confident about, that I feel will be, the defining factor of my career, man. So I just been doing a lot of writing, and I'm gonna be dropping, man, some nice country R&B soul records real soon.
I like when you mix the country with the hood with the little rap.
Right.
I like it. I like when you do that because it's unique.
It's genius. It's actually genius.
And ain't nobody doing it like that.
Right. I mean that's normally, again, when we talk about the Kanye West 808s and Heartbreak, right? Like fusing two different things that supposedly don't belong. When you mix it together, that's when you make that smash. So that's when you actually create that identity for yourself. You know.
Bro.
Thanks, bro. So I think that's genius. I keep doing that stuff.
I appreciate it, man.
If I could curse right now, goddamn it, I would. All right, do that.
It's kind of like, man, as much as I can straight country a record, man, and just do it just like, maybe George Strait or Tim McGraw would do it. That gospel in me and that R&B in me just be like, no, man, give us a little shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Do your family ever look at you and be like, wow, like what's going on? Your cousins be like, you from the 53206. How did you get? Most people don't explore those avenues.
See, from a kid, man, my mama always motivated me and just told me that I was special, and even when I wasn't that good, you are so gifted. Oh, nobody as good as you. She would always just tell me that. So even though I wasn't that good, it was probably kids doing circles around me. My mama boosted my confidence so high, I felt like I can do anything.
You got that good support system.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And your mom is in the building with us right now, but when we come back, we're going to talk to your mom.
Oh, yeah. That's
Truth Nation.
Superwoman right there. That's
look.
Queen.
Hometown Hero.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. When we come back on Hometown Hero, hosted by Benjamin.
It's amazing.
We're going to talk to his mother. And y'all going to be surprised, many of y'all probably already know, but for the ones that don't, you in for a treat. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the greatness of Black businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. This is why I will be spotlighting 4 Black businesses in Milwaukee. Follow 1017 The Truth on social media and YouTube so you can hear the incredible stories of these Black businesses. And make sure y'all buy Black all month long. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC.
The golden days of summer are here. More Brewers games, sun-drenched days of tailgating, and exhilarating summer nights are waiting for you at American Family Field. Embrace it all with your crew while Brewers baseball season reaches its peak. Because the best days of the year won't be here forever. Make the most of it and plan your game day at Brewers.com today.
Good Karma Brands is celebrating Thriving Through. We are proud to share an encouraging story from The Truth's general manager, Cherie Harris, of thriving through her breast cancer diagnosis.
What words of encouragement or advice would you give to someone else who either might be in your shoes now, or they might be going through the first initial step of finding out, and their brain might be a little frantic with just a bunch of information and scenarios? So what advice would you give them, or words of encouragement?
I would say don't lose hope. This is not a death sentence. This is a reset sentence. This is something that's, yes, going to change you. It's going to change your perspective on a lot of things that you are going through. It's going to change your body makeup, but it does not define you. And it's something, like I always say, you can thrive through. And surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with a great medical team who advocates for you and give you the best care, because you're worth it. And just don't settle for something you don't know about. Ask questions. Hope is key. I would say having a positive mind and just being positive about life is key with this disease we call cancer.
How are you able to find the right team to go through this journey with you when it comes to the medical professionals that you have?
I did my research. I went online and I looked up the biographies of my team. I wanted someone who's innovative. I wanted to be part of a research program because I feel like my outcome is going to help the next woman or next male that encounters this disease. And so I would say do your research, ask questions, ask about their history. You are entitled to do that. That's what you're paying them for. And find out, what other specialties they have outside of cancer. You could be affected by the treatment, and you're going to need them to understand what that is for you.
Support our Thrive Through initiative by buying an exclusive Truth Thrive Through shirt by visiting 1017thetruth.com. All proceeds go to support breast cancer research. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Used to spend my nights out in barrooms, liquor was the only love I known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I'll stay strong. Oh, your love all the time.
1017 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. Hometown Heroes, hosted by Benjamin.
It's amazing.
DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We in the building with Jarvis Redd.
Yo.
The up-and-coming country music superstar in the building.
Yo. What's up, y'all?
What's the name of this song that we just heard?
Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton.
Tennessee Whiskey.
Man, I love that record, dude. That brother, man. I call him a brother because he's white, but man, he got so much soul in him. It don't make no sense.
Oh wow!
When I first heard that, I thought that was a black man singing that.
So
song.
white man trapped in a black man, or a black man trapped in a white man's body.
Nice. Facts.
Now you've been talking a lot about how much your mother has played a part in your development and who you are today. I want to introduce his mother because his mother is a good friend of mine, Michelle Pitts from the new Pitts Mortuary. I did not know this was your son. I've been following this young man for a while, and when I found out he was your son, it was kind of unfortunate. It was because he had got sick.
Yeah.
Recently, and you was asking for prayers online, and that's when I realized and I made the connection, and my heart just went out because you were supposed to do something at the Country Music Awards.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do the CMAs, man. One of the biggest festivals in country music in Nashville, man.
Wow.
And I unfortunately end up just getting sick, man. But yeah, man, that was crazy. That was a big upset. But I believe, man, if one door closes, God can open another.
Hey,
door.
that happened, but you're going viral right now.
Yeah.
God is opening up a huge door, and to me, I felt like when you hear things like that, okay, well, God is trying to do something,
Yes, indeed.
And many times we look at it, oh, this is sad, but now you up walking around healthy.
Oh yeah, I'm good now.
The city was praying for you.
Man, the city had my back, man. My family had my back. There's people all in South Africa praying for me everywhere, man. I said, man, I didn't know this many people love me. Asked my mama, man.
You got over 1 million followers on TikTok.
Dude, man, I was crying like a baby, man, once I got off that ventilator and they pulled the thing out my throat, man. I was just so grateful, man. When I saw all the love that I had, I'm like, wow. Man,
how did you feel that this happened at a point where you were about to make the biggest performance of your life?
Dude, you know what, man? I was honestly, man, I was so I was hurt, man. Because I even though I was sick, I'm like, man, why did it have to happen now? Could I at least perform first, then go through it after that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, I was salty, dude, because man, everybody was gonna be there. Tim McGraw, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, man, Kelsey Ballerini. Everybody in country music who means something about something was gonna be there. Mm-hmm. And for them to pass me, like, what? Man, I was so happy.
You was about to set it off.
Mom's about to go all out. She like, let's get an Airbnb right downtown. We gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, some things, man, just happen, man. Some things happen.
But then all of a sudden, now you're back up and moving around. A recent video went viral again, and you got to talk to Teddy Riley.
Again, man, that was crazy, man. I did that cover I told y'all about, Your Mind Still, Young Blue and Drake. I did that, and I flipped it in, the country R&B soul way. And I did it in 2021, man, and it just so happened 2 weeks ago just to go viral. Some guy, he did a reaction video to it. And now, I never went viral on Instagram before. Let me say that. I'm always going viral on TikTok.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? And a couple people may come over and follow me on Instagram. But I had about, before the video went viral again, I had about 12,000 followers. Now I'm almost at like 18,000 followers on Instagram. So, and Instagram is different. They bougie on Instagram. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's hard to build your crowd up on Instagram, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that joker went viral again. Teddy hit me up and, man, said, dude, you are outstanding. I said, man, I appreciate you so much, man. And I love your craft and all the music you done made. I said, man, I would love to work with you.
I would have said, yep. And the thing is, your mother's sitting here. I want to get some of your reactions to your son. A lot of people, when they have children, and they believe in their child, their child may have a lot of potential. But you're looking at your son right now and all he's doing right now, and I think he's about to change, at least right now in country music, the way he's delivering the style. I mean, did you ever imagine that he would be able to be on this platform right now talking about things in his dreams, and they're not only achievable, he has a deal. He's in conversation to do some big stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've always thought that he would be on a platform, a high-profile platform. As he said, I would always tell him he was special because he's so gifted in so many areas. I haven't seen anything yet that he touched and it don't rise from the bottom up. And so that's him. So when he said that he would be down and the other children run circles, I never thought that. I always thought he was the center of attraction. So that was my mindset. And I believe my mindset was right. And that's just how I felt as a parent. And so with his movement now in life, am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised because of the gift. He's just gifted. And there's nothing. I just believe that God has his own appointed ones, regardless of, he loves God loves everybody. But I just believe that Jarvis, my son, Redd is just one of God's chosen ones. And sometimes God have to lay your burden down so you can hear his voice.
Wow.
So I just felt like with what God has for him, as much as he thought that that was the biggest platform he was going to have an opportunity to get on, I believe that God said, he said, not so, not yet. So he just allowed what happened to lay him down, because he needed to whisper some sweet tunes in his ear. And I guarantee you, he pretty much can tell you that he had some encounters with God when he was laid for 18 days.
Right.
So I'm not surprised. I don't put anything, I just don't put anything past him and his will to do everything that he's doing. He's touched so many areas, like he said, gospel. There's a Regina Bell. I believe that Regina Bell, she's talking to him right now. You know, so many people want him to write songs for them. So many people. And so the door is so wide, it's wide open. I mean, from rap to name it.
I mean, I've been watching his TikTok videos, and that's why I say I like it when he puts it all together, because it makes him stick out even further, because you can hear the country, but yeah, you can hear the soul.
Right.
But then when he break it down and do the hip hop, his generation is influenced by hip hop. When he combines that combination, it's nothing like it. It sounds like, okay, this is one of one. This is one of a kind.
Yes, my dad, Dr. Donnie Sims, he's of course gone on to be with the Lord, bless his soul. But he's always told Jarvis he's going to be known all over the world. That was
speaking life.
He would tell him that you're going to be known all over. He said, Jarvis, going to be known all over the world.
Wow. That's why you got to speak life into these young people.
Yeah. I know you love your grandson, but
powerful. Benjamin.
Honestly, I'm blown away. I see why you are who you are today. I mean, you are God sent. All right, you are God sent. I love your perspective and your outlook on life in general. Wow. I can see parallels in between, your artistry and your mother, because for the simple fact that, for you to have the perseverance and stay strong through your illness, and for your mom to, I'm certain your mom was there by your bedside each and every day, like, you know what, nah, Jarvis, this is actually, you don't need to be at the CMAs right now. You don't need to be there right now. God is whispering a song into your ear right now that's actually going to blow you up and make you bigger than what you could ever even imagine. Right. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is powerful. And any parent listening right now, take heed, take a note or two, because you need to be speaking life into your children each and every day. Exactly how this woman does for Jarvis each and every day. I mean, you're right alongside with your son right now during this interview, and I'm pretty certain on tour doing everything with your son, making certain that he reaps the benefits of what God actually has for him. Yes. This is beautiful and outstanding. In all honesty, Jarvis, my only question, because I dive deep into artistry. I'm a music head, and one of my biggest things is always like, we talk about hip hop all day. When we talk about the Lil Babies or the Jay-Z's, the Kendrick Lamars. But my thing is always, it's your first 5 years. Your first 5 years in the industry is what's going to set you up for the next 10, 25 years. Where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, man, I want to be a touring artist, one of the biggest artists in country music, that actually brings something different to country. Like you say, I do the soul. I want to be an artist that stand out to the point where, at country music concerts, you see black, you see white people, you know what I'm saying? And Asians, everybody,
bringing everybody together.
You want to see love out there.
Yeah, man. I want to bring everybody together. All of us party. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need a Jarvis Redd T-shirt.
Hey, straight up. Because honestly, Jarvis, this is beautiful, and again, you are one of a kind. Because one of the things that amazes me about anybody who came from, quote unquote, poverty, whatever you want to call it, from your environment, is the fact that you had to shape your perspective to be able to see outside of your environment, to see outside of your box. So you're important. You are important. For you to even be like, you know what, I'm finna pick up country. I'm not finna rap. I'm not rapping like that. I'm finna pick up country. That tells me so much about you. And wow. I appreciate being in your presence. Seriously.
Man,
hey, we got some talk to text, some people chiming in. S. Dot, he said, tell J. Redd Keep it up. I'm proud of you. You came a long way since we grew up. 100.
That's my boy. Yeah, that's
hey.
my boy. That's my boy off of that's back when I was a knucklehead Keith Street boy.
Hey.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's what's up. Hey, look. I want to hear we gonna run the break. You gonna stick around for the pop culture report?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. Hey, look, I want to hear some of your latest record, Coast of Texas.
Oh yeah.
Let's check some of that out.
Oh yeah.
I can see her on the beach in California, watching that setting sun sink down. We're sitting on a pier in Carolina, waiting on it to come on back around. But I heard she's on the coast of Texas. That never even crossed my mind. If you've ever seen the coast of Texas, then you know she ain't coming back this time.
More of The Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Associated Bank, they know opportunity can't wait. If you're a female or minority small business owner, their community uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000. Get funds in as little as 1 business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a community uplift loan and other business banking services. Call 800-270-7725. Visit AssociatedBank.com or stop by your local branch. Because you help build the Midwest and your neighborhoods, they got your back. Associated Bank, your money works here. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Are you a veteran who needs assistance? Do you know a veteran who needs help? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs is here for Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. We can help connect veterans with services such as medical care, financial and legal assistance, housing, mental health services, substance use treatment, and more. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's WIS vets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, with funding provided by the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers Community Foundation.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I know how much you love listening to me bring all the smoke each and every day from 1 to 4, but now, not only can you hear me bring all the smoke, you can watch me bring all the smoke because the award-winning 1017 The Truth is streaming live. Watch all your favorite shows live.
Yeah, Truth Nation, you heard Tory Lowe right. We are streaming all of our shows live every day. To watch the best radio station with the best on-air hosts in Milwaukee, you have to go to 1017thetruth.com and click the Watch Live link. From there, you'll be able to stream us on YouTube and Twitter and get an inside look on all the fun, like watching me from noon to 1 as I do my daily fire freestyle live. Now you know your girl got them bars, right, Benjamin?
Yeah, Mel, you got them bars, and the truth is must-see TV. So make sure y'all tap in to see my boy Tory Lowe and my girl Melanie Ricks to do their thing live every day by streaming 101.7 The Truth on YouTube and Twitter. We live, baby.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snime. The Washington Nationals rallied on Wednesday following a throwing error by Andrew Monastero in the bottom of the ninth to earn the 3-2 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee dropping 2 out of 3 in the nation's capital, and they will look to rebound following a terrible road trip with Pittsburgh coming to town tonight. Coverage gets underway over on WTMJ beginning at 5:40. Over to the NFL, where training camp in Green Bay gets underway in Titletown later today. The Packers will practice today and will hold family night Saturday at Lambeau Field. And lastly, over to college football, where the Big Ten football conference could look a bit different very soon amid some uncertainty in the Pac-12. The conference, according to multiple sources, has began considering further additions to its 16-team conference, with certain league members holding conversations surrounding expansion to as many as 20 teams. This sports update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Big Jammin'.
It's amazing.
Hometown Heroes brought to you by Big Jammin'.
Y'all know what it is, Truth Nation.
Hey, and we in the studio with Jarvis Redd.
What it do?
Country music next, rising star from the 53206. And his mom, Michelle Pitts, a pillar in the community from the new Pitts Mortuary in the building. And we're going to hear from you later.
All right.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming in. I appreciate y'all for coming in.
Man, I appreciate
this. Has been a blessing. This has been a good.
Y'all
this has been a blessing to have you on the show today. Because many times we have a lot of hip hop. We got singers. We got poetry.
Right.
But I don't know when the next time we're going to get country in here.
Yeah, the element of country. And you know what? Even before we even started this interview, we're talking about the importance of country. And it's kind of like one of the music genres that black people kind of left behind. Like, because we don't ever get the credit to actually even starting country. It's like, oh, it's just white people did it. But no, it's another black genre as well. I'm glad to see you in the shoes that you are, is that how I should say it? In the shoes that you are, the footsteps that you're taking to actually, kind of combat that and actually, take it back. It's like, this is what we do, and you're great at doing it.
Yeah, man. I just feel like, man, people are gifted, even if they don't give they respect, man. We always just gonna shine through all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect that.
Because they don't want to give us no credit, man. But truth be told, man, we know what it is.
Right. Now, look, I need you to paint some art. Truth Nation, their ears been tingling, ears been tingling, listening, and they want to hear some of their art. I mean, I want to give you the floor.
Okay.
To give us a sample of how you get down.
All right. Sitting here with Tory Lowe and my guy, having a lot of fun, yeah. Hoping for the best in my career. Might do a video while I'm sipping on a beer, yeah. I thank God for the truth, 101.7.
Hey!
A little bit,
That was I felt so.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Is there anything that you want to tell these artists out here?
Don't give up. Never give up. Never tell nobody you're not good enough. Never let nobody tell you you're not good enough, because it's not always about being the best. It's about having a grind and never stopping, and don't take no for an answer. If you know you good at music and you love doing music and this is what you want to do, never stop doing it. Always sharpen your craft. You know what I'm saying? never think, I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? I might, know how to sing gospel, R&B, you know what I'm saying? Country, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still learning. I still want to get better. You know what I'm saying? I want to get better at everything. So I just tell them, like, put your music out there. We got social media now. It's free. It's free marketing. You know what I'm saying? I know guys, man, that sit up in the studio all day and, record records. But only person that know the records is they guys because they don't put it out. You know what I'm saying? Or when they put it out, they just, put it on YouTube and shoot a video to it. But can't look them up on Apple Music, Spotify. Put your music out. Put your money behind your music, man, and never quit, man. 'Cause you can make it.
That's interesting, Jarvis. So with that being said, how did you go about setting up yourself for success?
Man, I pretty much just told myself, man, I know I'm good. And I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't know what song it's going to be, but, man, once my change come, it's going to come and it's going to be life-changing. So I just told myself, like, keep putting content out there. You know what I'm saying? Keep posting stuff on Instagram and TikTok. And, I remember I used to do, covers and put out music, and I probably get, 7 views or 6 views. Right. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm getting 6.6 million views. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I got people like Tim McGraw and T-Pain and
Right.
Teddy Riley.
Tim
Dark
McGraw
Child
made a
hit me
video.
up. So I got to be doing something right. But if I would have stopped back there when I was getting 7 views, I wouldn't have saw the benefits of today. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what about in terms of setting up your marketing, though? Like your marketing strategy or like, some people say the ASCAPs or the BMIs. Like, how'd you go about that?
Well, the ASCAP was pretty simple, man. It's, you pay $50 for the publishing side, and then $50 for the songwriting side. Yeah. And it's $100, man. You go out and spend, what, $400 or $500 on a pair of Jordans. You know what I'm saying? And you're an artist, and you don't got ASCAP BMI. Something ain't right. You ain't
And they
doing
can
something
tell
right.
the people in the game know what you know by how you conduct in the paperwork.
Yeah, man, you have to have that right, man. Anytime you leave out a session, make sure them splits right. If it's somebody else on the song, because if that song blow up and y'all ain't do them splits, man, the first person that turn that stuff in, that's gonna be the person. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much in control of the splits because they can say anything they want. Y'all make sure y'all take care of that business in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Only $100.
$100.
Take care of that business in the room, though. That was a gem. Well, what's some other gems that you have learned through your process of developing and growing into a bigger artist?
Man, honestly, bro, like the coldest gem I could say is to push your music on social media. It's free marketing, man.
Yeah.
And it's access to billions.
It's free billions, man.
It's free billions, y'all. Free billions.
It's like, dude, like, why not use a platform where people go, man, it's what they say, it's like 3 billion, a billion users, active users on TikTok.
Something like that.
It's crazy, something like that. But it's like, man, why not use this tool to take your stuff to the next level? Okay, you might get, 20 views or 100 views here, but when that music pop, it's gonna pop and it can change your life, and you ain't no telling who will see that. Ain't no telling what kind of DMs or emails you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you got your email, your contact information on your Instagrams and stuff, so if you blow up, people can reach you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other than just DMs and stuff.
Well, who would be your dream feature artist?
My dream future artist, I would have to say, that's hard, bro. It's hard.
Because you don't just do country.
That's why I said it's hard.
By everybody.
So if I would say country, I would have to do a joint with Luke Combs, with Tim McGraw. Yeah, man.
Get that Nelly going on.
Oh yeah, man, that'd be so fun, dude.
Yeah.
Now hip hop. Come on, everybody already know. Drake.
Wait, say Drake.
Drake, man. Dreezy. Come on, man. Dreezy, man.
Come on, Ben. Even I knew he was going to say Drake. That's why I was so quick with the ding. I knew it. I knew it was going to be Drake.
Look, you just saying that because Drake coming tomorrow, right? Like, that's what this is. You performing tomorrow. That's what we do on Jarvis. Like,
you never know. No.
For real,
Right.
No, but Dreezy, man, I've always been a Drake fan of his versatility, his singing, his, how he can go like on a reggae record and all. I would love to do a joint with him.
No, honestly, I could see that being great tutelage for you, though. Because he's able to transition in between different, quote unquote genres and utilize it to his advantage. You doing the same thing,
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, when we come back, you gonna sing us out when we get back. I want you to sing us out and give everybody your information, how they can keep up with you.
Okay.
And look, it's gonna be another powerful. When we see you again, it's gonna be another powerful interview because I believe the next time we see you, it's gonna be a lot going on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, look, when we come back, we in the studio with Jarvis Redd, Hometown Heroes, hosted by Benjamin.
It's amazing.
Stay locked in right here on Tory Low.
I sung this song one time on TikTok and went viral, and yeah. People saying I should sign up for the Lord show. Some told me I ain't gonna make it, that ain't in the Bible. Who is that? He can sing any code with the twang. Yeah. I don't do it for the fame, but you gon' know my name. Yeah. Give me any beat and I'ma do my thing. These boot camp balls be killing your ears, yeah, that's major pain. Bring that country back and made her bend her back and make it clap. She thought country's whack, but now she's always rocking cowboy hats. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Tory Low Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The more barriers we break down, the more rooms we are in, the more tables and committees we sit on, the more racist they get. So when you see black leadership, just know that they are doubling down with their covert operations to make sure that leadership doesn't spread. Milwaukee, quite honestly, might be messed up because we have black elected officials.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated has expanded its services to include the Northside Milwaukee Health Center's Family Medicine Residency Program. Join us for our Welcome to the Neighborhood Health Fair on Monday, August 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Isaac Cogg's Heritage Health Center, 8200 West Silver Spring Drive. This is your chance to meet the 14 new physicians now serving our community. Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated, in collaboration with the Medical College of Wisconsin and Freighter Health, has created Wisconsin's first teaching health center. Enjoy food, fun, and resources including finding a doctor, health screenings, and health insurance enrollment. Apply for WIC, Women, Infant, and Children Program. The Welcome to the Neighborhood Health Fair, Monday, August 7th, 1 to 4 p.m. at the Isaac Cogg's Heritage Health Center. This event is supported by MHS Health Wisconsin. For more information, please call Pamela Clark at 414-267-2655 or visit MHSI.org. Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated. Your health is our business.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
The ultimate family-friendly concert experience is back and all new for 2023. The Kids Bop Never Stop Live Tour is coming your way, so get ready to sing and dance. August 8th, 7:30 at the State Fair Main Stage. On sale now at wistatefair.com. So come have the best time ever at the Kids Bop Never Stop Live Tour. See you there. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular.
More of The Tory Low Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hometown Heroes, hosted by Ben Jammy.
It's amazing.
We moved it from Hometown Music Thursdays to Hometown Heroes. So moving forward to be Hometown Heroes, and fitting that we got Jarvis Redd in the building.
Poppin'.
Hey, look, how can people contact you?
You can hit me up on TikTok at Jarvis Redd, Instagram Jarvis Redd, no hashtags or nothing. You can YouTube everything Jarvis Redd. You just watch out for. I got some fake pages on. I got probably about 50 fake pages on TikTok. They be asking people for money. Hey, if somebody hit you up with Jarvis Redd and they ask you for some money, it ain't me.
Hey,
don't give it to them.
That's when you know you popular.
Man.
Hey,
yeah, but man, Jarvis Redd everywhere. Twitter, Jarvis Redd. Find me.
Well,
Jarvis.
Hey, look, we got 1 minute before we run the break. Give us something to send us home, Jarvis.
Got this record called "Hands of a Woman."
Oh my God!
Let me see. It goes something like this. She knows what she's doing. Her heart understands. She's my voice of reason. And I'm a far better man in the hands of a woman. You love, oh, so sweet. In the hands of a woman, there's a place for guys like me.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl Melanie Ricks from Nothing But the Truth, and we want you to join us for our inaugural Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School in Milwaukee. We're bringing the community together for a family festival that will have something for everyone. There will be live music, delicious food, financial resources, healthcare resources, and free haircuts for all kids. So mark your calendars for Saturday, August 12th to come out to our Truth Family Fest, sponsored by Ascension Wisconsin, Educators Credit Union, Hunger Task Force, and Associated Bank.
Tap into Milwaukee's most entertaining morning show.
Hey, good morning. Y'all should change this station to the Butt Naked Truth. That was the Butt Naked Truth. Miss DT,
oh my God, love that.
I'm so scared of you. I mean, it's like, you sweet, but when somebody rub you the wrong way, you better look out.
Listen to Truth Be Told with DT and Tellez weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, I'm Juliana Krantz, and I'm a proud Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising junior, my favorite things about Riverside have to be the friends I've made here and the extracurriculars I get to take part in. I also really like being able to challenge myself in my classes. I'm excited for the school year because it means I get to have another amazing season on the Forensic Speech and Debate team at RUHS. On August 12th, come and see Riverside and get ready to head back to school at the Truth Family Fest from 10 to 3. We will have food trucks, vendors, and entertainment. See you there!
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
I'm Carrie Noni with your news update. Milwaukee police are investigating a multi-vehicle crash that happened near 35th and North on Tuesday, August 1st. Police say just before 11:30 a.m., a driver disregarded a red light, causing a collision with another vehicle. The impact of the crash caused one of the vehicles involved to collide with a Milwaukee County Transit System bus that was stopped at the light. Police say the second vehicle involved in the crash collided with a Milwaukee Police Department motorcycle officer stopped at the light. The driver who disregarded the red light and caused the crash, a 33-year-old man, fled on foot but was later arrested. The MPD officer, a 38-year-old man, the driver of the bus, a 57-year-old woman, and an occupant of the bus, a 68-year-old woman, was transported to a local hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Criminal charges are being referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Liberal Justice Janet Protasiewicz was sworn in publicly at the state capitol on Tuesday, August 1st into the Wisconsin Supreme Court to serve a 10-year term, marking the first time in over a decade liberals will hold a majority on the court. Protasiewicz, who previously served as a Milwaukee County Circuit Judge and former prosecutor, defeated conservative Dan Kelly by 11 points in April, moving the court to a 4-3 liberal majority. A lawsuit aimed at rewriting Wisconsin's legislative maps to favor Republicans less is expected to be filed Wednesday at the state Supreme Court, a day after the state's highest court flipped to liberal control for the first time in years. Political districts typically are redrawn once every 10 years, following the completion of the U.S. Census. The current maps tilt heavily in Republicans' favor, with 63 of the 99 assembly seats and 23 of the 33 Senate seats leaning towards the GOP. Law Forward, a Madison-based, liberal-leaning law firm focused on voting issues, is bringing the legal challenge straight to the Supreme Court. By bypassing lower courts, the challenge will be expedited and could lead to an outcome before the 2024 elections. Congratulations are in order for the Truth's very own Melanie Ricks. The Milwaukee Bucks have hired Melanie Ricks as their new sideline and digital reporter, replacing Zora Stevenson, who announced she was leaving the Bucks back in July after she took a job with a national network. Ricks will report for all Bucks games airing on Bally Sports Wisconsin and work as a digital reporter for the Bucks' in-house team. This has been your 101.7 The Truth News Update. The Tori Lowe Show continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe want all the action? Or you want all the smoke? I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I done seen Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe that racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Johnson, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up, stand up. It's Tory Low, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Low from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Low Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Welcome to the second hour this Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. And we got guests in the building. We got Michelle Pitts in the building from the new Pitts Mortuary. She's joining us. We've been doing our series on how to prepare in times of tragedy. And we got a guest. You brought in the guest, Narayan D. Leeser. How you doing, Narayan?
Doing pretty well.
Now, I appreciate you for coming in because you're a financial advisor.
That's correct.
And many times when we deal with tragedy, the finances is all over the place.
Yes.
And we got to figure this out. And how can we get ahead of the curve? This is the conversation because we just want to make sure that when people hear this, that they can get some ideas on where to go, where to start, how to get things together. And I appreciate you coming in, Narayan, because to me, this is one of the most important conversations we got to have, especially me as an advocate. So many times when I talk to people about finances, they like, what you mean finances? We living in the 53206. You know, is it hard to save up when you're in a disenfranchised community? Is it hard? It's hard for people to save up and they not in a disenfranchised community. So how can they start? Where do you start when it comes to financial planning? What's the base?
You know, that's a good question, and everybody is starting from a different place. So how I start with people is we sit down and we talk about where are you at. So it's kind of like understanding what debt do you have, what income do you have, what's your situation, and then we say, okay, let's formulate a plan based on you. So it's not like one size fits all. It's how can we, you know, because some people it's like starting, I just got to, you know, pay off some debt or I need just emergency savings. So it's everybody starting at a different place, but it's like, you have to start because if not, you'll always be in the same situation. And so we figure out how can you start, you know, how can you start? And even like I know sometimes people are in some really tough situation. They feel like they can't, but all I say is have a conversation because sometimes you'll be surprised at the support, the resources, or just the ways that you can get started and exactly where you're at.
Now, when I hear the word financial advisor, I many times I hear the word financial literacy. You know, many times people are not financially literate. I think that's not saying that you're stupid. It just means you just probably just don't know.
That's correct.
So is it important to reach out and contact somebody like a financial advisor? And when do you reach out? Like, I mean, I know people say you can reach out today, but you know, if you got stress and you know, you making life and death decisions at the pump.
Yes.
I'm not thinking about no financial advisor. I'm trying to stay afloat.
Yes.
So when do they connect with a financial advisor? At what point?
So ideally
if I'm broke, do I reach out to a financial advisor?
Saying surprisingly, you know, so one I'll say it depends on what financial advisor you're talking about.
Right.
So my goal specifically is I got into this because I got tired of seeing these cycles of poverty in our community. And so I say, you know, if you're broke, if you're well off, it's always a good time to reach out to an advisor because you want to get a strategy on how can I move forward to achieve what all I want to achieve. And, you know, sometimes the worst time, like even when somebody passes, the worst time to try to do some of this stuff is after somebody passes. You want to start taking care of whatever at the moment that you're thinking about. So if you're sitting around stressed out and say, I'm just tired of this, that's the time to reach out. And there's also a lot of organizations around the city that are doing like financial literacy. Because like when I was growing up, we didn't talk about finances at the table. I didn't know
Right.
how much my mother and father earned. I didn't know any of that. And so even becoming an advisor, over time I had to learn all of that. So I always tell people is don't be ashamed of where you're at. There's not a person alive who hasn't made a financial mistake. Just say, here, I want to get out the struggle. I want to plan my future and just start where you're at. So reach out, call an advisor, and again, some advisors are going to say, oh, you don't have enough, and they will turn you away. But don't let that get you discouraged, because there are enough people out there who are committed to helping people wherever they're at build wealth for whatever they need to do. So it might take some searching, but it's possible.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. When I think about finances and things like that, I think that it's an advanced idea because it has something to do with investing and things like that. I saw this thing where they say it was Acorn, where, it's kind of like this app where it just saves your spare change. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that, those ideas?
So there's a lot of those ideas like Acorn and Robinhood that people venture off. I say it's nothing wrong with, playing around with some of that stuff, but that should not replace the place of a plan.
Right.
That's nice. Oh, I have some extra money. I don't mind losing it or whatever. I'm going to put some here. But it still is good to work with an advisor. Let's get a plan, because you don't want that to be your sole source of how you're building wealth.
Right.
Because, there's a lot of nuances with those things. But there's also just work with an advisor and say, okay, here's my situation. How can I build wealth? Because there's a lot of different things that people always think they have to have a lot of money to get started.
Right.
I work with people that start out, couldn't even invest when they started out. So they had to focus on just building an emergency fund. And then some people start out with $25 a month. The point is to start and try to be consistent. And we recognize that life happens. And so we also plan for life happening. That's why that emergency fund and savings are important, because you could start out investing and all of a sudden life happens and you got to come get your investment. And so we try to plan for all those things. And that's part of a role of financial planner, saying all these different things are potentially could happen. How do we address those in case they do? Like, importance of life insurance. We all hope to live, for a long time.
Right.
But what happens if we don't? And what happens to the people you love? And so we just plan for it. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
You're not wishing death on me.
Exactly.
And I heard people like, what you talk about life insurance for? You wishing death on me. What you trying to do? You know what I mean? You trying to plot my death.
Exactly. Some people don't want.
It's a lot of negative connotations to that.
You're right.
And when you bring it up, and I think when I was younger, I was afraid to bring it up,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a wife that passed,
Yes.
And I remember her telling me something, and she was extremely sick, and she was like, okay, do you want to be over my X, Y, and Z? And I was like, wow, no, you're going to live, you're going to be all right, you're going to make it, you're going to be okay.
Yes.
And it was just a tough conversation for me to engage in, because you don't want to think that your loved one is going to pass.
Yes.
You want everybody to have a full life, but that's not a realistic idea.
Yes. And you're true. And it's hard because people don't want to talk about it, but the reality is that we're all going to leave this earth at one point in time. And so I always view life insurance as a way that whoever is left over, they're not suffering. They're sad about your departure, but at least after they grieve, there's not a struggle. Because the worst thing that could happen is that you pass and there's nothing there, and then the family, whoever's left, it's a struggle for them. And so I also view it as it's also a strategy. Saying while I'm planning for the future, I just want something in place just in case. But then as I'm saving and investing and I reach a certain point, I may not even need life insurance. So that's why an advisor is good because there's different stages in life. And so we plan for the different stages. And we just want to make sure, like when you're younger, things that can hinder your goals, if you can't work and if you suddenly pass and all your goals and dreams you have for your family or whoever is important to you, they're gone.
What about Aflac?
So Aflac
you see the duck, Aflac.
Yes.
And, they're saying that if you get injured at work, you need this kind of insurance. Then they say if you rent in a place, you need renter's insurance. And then they say, it's all these insurance ideas all over the place.
Right.
So it's almost like it's insurance everywhere. How do you custom make it and make it work for you?
Yes. And that's a good question, because you're right. You can insure against everything.
Right.
Stub my toe. There's insurance for. I'm sure there's insurance for that.
Right.
And so that's why we start with, what are your goals? What's important to you? And so, because you could buy all of that stuff, but some of the stuff you don't necessarily need, And so we want to say, okay, what's important? and how do we make sure that the things that are important to you, that we get these things. And so there are some things that are more
and that
key.
can fit the budget.
Yes. And it's always about the budget, because even life insurance, it's nice to have all this life insurance, but if you're struggling to eat, that's wonderful. You can't eat, but everybody else after you pass are going to be blessed. So it's kind of like making sure it fits in, and that's why there's different options. Everybody thinks, life insurance is so expensive, but life insurance, term life insurance, can be relatively really cheap, especially if you lock in when you're younger. Even if you're older, it can be cheap for what the coverage is going to provide, but you always have to think about, yep, I don't want to spend this money, but what happens if something happens? Then what? What will my family do?
And we don't think about that. I remember I got a call, and it was for like car insurance, and they was like, hey, you never know if you got to replace an engine, get this kind of insurance, you know what I mean? So it's like so many insurance options, and many times we don't know exactly where we fit in this type of world or investments. When I look at the stock market, all I know is it's going up and down. It's all these companies in there. How do you know which one to? It's all a risk almost.
Correct, and you're right. And so investing, there is definitely some risk, but also there's some reward that comes along with it. And that's why working along with somebody, an advisor who is, working in your best interest can help you navigate that. So part of it is like, you don't have to be this expert in all these things, but you want to work with somebody who's going to work on your behalf, that's going to make sure they represent your best interest. And then together, and that's why working with advisors is not just a one-time thing. It's like we work over over a lifetime. And that's why the relationship, making sure you work with somebody that you're comfortable with, that you trust. And trust is essential.
Right.
Because there are people who are selling all kind of things that you don't need, that are in it for the money.
And then you get older, and then you realize there's nothing there.
Yes. Yeah. An example is sometimes people sell accidental death and dismemberment. It's really cheap. But if you die by natural causes, it doesn't pay out.
Wow.
So that's why there's so many things that you have to make sure it's somebody you trust, and it never hurts to get a second opinion. If an advisor is really representing your best interest, it doesn't hurt if you say, "Oh, I want to get another opinion," and we shouldn't run from that. But everything that's out there, you don't necessarily need everything.
Right, and you got to always read everything you sign. Right, a lot of people just, and I think that we get too trusting on ideas that we have no clue about. We just take people's word for it.
Yes.
And many times you got to read the fine print. And the generation before us, they would always complain that the insurance didn't pay out at a certain point. But I don't even know if many people read the whole contract.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's real true. And because when you sign on the line, you're agreeing to whatever that wording says.
Right.
And if you don't, if you're not going to read the fine print, then make sure that you're working with somebody who has read the fine print and that you can honestly believe they're going to tell you. But
are people really reading all of that? These 20 pages, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. You know what I mean? Especially,
they aren't.
I'm just saying. I think that people are just they're being more trusting many times. But then when it's time to cash in, oh, you didn't read this, or this didn't happen this way, so you don't get that.
Yes. I mean, and that's real, and that's the thing. I can't, I wish I can sit here and say, oh no, all companies really work. They're always for you, but it's not. And you have, it's ideal that you read it, but the reality is most people aren't reading it. So then you got to make sure that you're if you're not going to read it, that you work with somebody who is going to read it. So part of what we have to do, even ongoing, is, it's not just we can become an advisor and we're done. We have this ongoing continuing education requirements, and we're also accountable for what we sell to people. So we also go through a process with compliance saying, is that suitable for the person that you're selling it to? Or are you selling it for another reason? So we can't, that's why you want to make sure you're with somebody reputable that's going to go through this process, that they're going to make sure that what the person is buying or what the person is putting in place makes sense for them.
Do it make any difference if your financial advisor is rich or not? Like, if do you want a financial advisor that actually has money, that was successful, or anybody could just tell you what to do and hope and you on your own from the advice?
So I think you want somebody who's gone through some training and who's committed to this ongoing training and knows what's going on, not just what happened years ago, but knows what's going on in the industry right now. Because there's a lot of financial advisors who are who've been in the business for 5 years. They may not necessarily be rich. So, like, for instance, with my practice, because I intentionally focus on people who have money and people who don't have money, I could, some advisors say, oh, nope, I'm focusing on only wealthy people. So they go on this tread right away where they're making a whole lot of money right away.
Right.
But my commitment is to my community, that I said, no,
right.
I'm always going to be able to serve some who don't have anything. And so I give up some of that potential wealth I might have because I want to serve the community. So
I understand that.
Yeah, and I live in Milwaukee, heart of Milwaukee. My commitment's to community, and so for me, my personal opinion, of course, is biased. I would be a good advisor because I focus on protecting people's best interests. And am I wealthy? Do I live in nothing against River Hills and all that? No, I don't. I live in the heart of Milwaukee.
Mequon.
Yeah, Mequon. That's good. I live in the heart of Milwaukee. And it's just you want somebody who knows their stuff and staying on top of their stuff. I agree.
And many times when we had these conversations, a lot of people, when we talk about trust, what is that? How can that benefit my family, or a will, or something that is going to help when you're gone, the tragedy and things like that. These are more advanced concepts.
Yes.
And a lot of people, before they can get to the advanced concept, they got to learn how to budget.
Yes.
I think budgeting is like the basic idea of managing your bills, and then you can see what you got left.
Correct.
To do what with.
Correct.
But if you just spending and spending and spending, and you got this Netflix account over here, and then next thing you know, you wake up and they taking something out over here that you didn't, you probably got Fashion Nova over here.
Yes.
You got all these different other accounts. So many times our finances are scattered, that it's not organized.
That's true. That's true. And that's why we start with, one of the things we start with the budget. No matter whether you make a lot of money or not much, what's the budget? What's coming in? What's going out?
Well, I got to get these Jordans.
Well, and what
I got to get these Jordans. I got to get this. I got to go to the beauty store. I got to get my hair done. I got to look nice on the weekend because we about to go kicking it, and I want to go on vacation. I got to go on vacation because I got to post it on my Instagram.
And it's about choices. Yeah, sometimes if you want to get to a certain place, you got to give some things up. And it's like you can eat all your seed and never sow any, and you don't reap the benefits of sowing that seed. But if you want to eat all your seed right then, you enjoy it because it's going to be a struggle later on.
Man,
but it is.
I don't want to hear that. I need to have fun.
Yeah, so for an advisor, we're going to tell you the straight truth, and you decide what you're going to do. But the reality is, we're going to tell you if you don't do it, here's the reality you're going to face. And the nice part is that we know all kind of people who struggle, have worked their lifetime, and retirement is a struggle. And so we know it's right up in our face. And so then the reality is you get to define your future, and it's on you. And so I'm here to help you define a future where you can enjoy life now. You got to scale some things back. The reality is you got to scale some things back. But later on, you can really scale it up because you've made the sacrifice now, and you get to reap the rewards later on.
That's what's up. Hey, look, when we come back, I want to talk about what is a trust. What do these things mean? Yep. Because we throw these words out here.
Exactly.
But a lot of people hear it on the internet or somewhere else, and then they go around acting like they got this knowledge. But what does it really mean to put some of these ideas in play? Trust, wills, to avoid a lot of the probate actions and things like that.
Yes.
Hey, look, when we come back, Narayan.
Yes, that's it.
We'll have him out here talking about these financial ideas. And we're in the studio with Michelle Pitts from the new Pitts Mortuary. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the greatness of Black businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. This is why I will be spotlighting 4 Black businesses in Milwaukee. Follow 1017 The Truth on social media and YouTube so you can hear the incredible stories of these Black businesses. And make sure y'all buy Black all month long. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC.
Aloha, baby. A brand new baby is on the way. Let's celebrate in a special way. Luau style. Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated and Molina Healthcare invites moms-to-be and dads to the Luau Lullaby Community Baby Shower. What's more exciting than celebrating a newborn's arrival? Let Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated share in your excitement. Join us and celebrate on Friday, August 11th from 2 to 5 p.m. at the MLK Heritage Health Center, 2555 North MLK Drive. Highest
it's Andrea Williams, and I'll be your host along with entertainment by DJ Cheerio and Mr. Jackie Caldwell. Enjoy great luau baby shower fun, receive gifts, and a special sit-down dinner. It's a luau lullaby community baby shower just for you. This event offers resources and other valuable information for moms-to-be and dads. For more information, call Pamela Clark at 414-267-2655. Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated. Your health is our business.
At Associated Bank, they know
I got it. Where? I got it. Come on. Let's go. Next one. Let's go. Don't even tell them we found it.
Good start, Gare. It would help to know what I'm looking for. Is it small? Is it big? Does it have color? Is it going to be green? Nice little start right here. This is great. Nice little rope, big old tarp. So we at least got a roof over our head. A little worried about breaking up with Core. Best case, he actually went and found himself an item.
I've not found anything. I found a butterfly.
Right there in front of me, pink ribbon. Bug spray. We found two things. We just got to keep pushing. We're 1 hour in, and I don't think the camera operators are gonna survive this one.
Shoot, baby, this ain't no joke. Filming survival battle.
Fishing poles and lures, dude. That's massive.
Cody! That a yoga mat?
I currently have one chainsaw and both batteries. Talk to me. Fire starter, boys. Yes. 3 prizes here early on in the scavenger hunt has really set the tone, at least as we enter midday.
After all the items were found, the team split off to build their campsites.
Yes, there's the flag. Woo! Home sweet home.
Well, we got a concrete block. We'll take turns as a pillow for right there.
Welcome to camp, Core. Camp building time.
Returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We got guests. We got Narayan Leeser in the building, financial advisor. We got Michelle Pitts in the building from the new Pitts Mortuary. We've been doing a little run of Michelle Pitts. We've been telling people information on how to be prepared for tragedy. And I appreciate you for allowing us to have this conversation, because you helped me, many times when we out in the streets. But now that I'm on the air, you are bringing in, a lot of things to help me, make sure, because we deal with trauma all the time.
Yes.
And many times it's at the high blood pressure level.
Yes.
Where it's a lot of stress. People don't know how they're going to pay things, or, they may have not been prepared. But now that we got the radio show, we can talk about that and how to get people ahead of the curve, which is very important, because the tragic situation is always going to be sad. It's always going to be a bad thing to happen. But the stress, the burden, many times can be, you can get ahead of it.
Yes.
And so that's why it's a blessing to have these conversations on the air. Yeah.
It is. It's very important. And it's very, very informative, especially for people that don't know, have no clue, no idea. Some don't realize that it's important. If you can save at least 20%, if not 20, give it 10.
Right.
You use 50% for necessities, and then you waste another 30%.
Right.
You just have to look at it this way. Am I worth it? Yeah, you worth it. Keep it for yourself. Why not make everybody else? You're making everybody else wealthy.
Well, they say that the dollar don't
anything for
circulate.
yourself.
Well, they say our dollars don't circulate no longer than what? Financial advisor? How long did the dollar circulate?
Not enough at all.
Hey.
Not enough at
So
all.
that's why you say either keep it within Or at least if you're going to spend it, let it circulate through the neighborhood.
Yes, and even when you think of like Black Wall Street, where that dollar circulated in the black community huge amount of times before it left.
Now, a lot of people, when we talk about setting up the family for the future, the trust idea comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people hear this word trust. Oh, you need to get you a trust because you can build generational wealth. You can hear, but what is a trust? What does it do? How does it help the family?
So good question. So I would say, so a trust is similar to a will in a sense at a just a raw definition. The trust is kind of like a set of final instructions. So the difference with a trust and a will is a trust you can have, a little bit more stipulations. So like say if you have a child that's just immature and you want them, they have to do something, you can say, oh, they got to graduate or do this before they get, whatever you're going to give them. Mm-hmm. So it's just the instructions where you leave your final instructions of what you want to do.
And you could put your real estate or your ownership into the trust as well.
Yes, and so if you go the route of a trust, there's certain ways that you hold those assets. And so part of the way you hold an asset, so when I say asset, I'm saying whether it's real estate, a bank account, or even investment account, how you hold those assets matter in terms of even when we talk about now we want to pass those assets to the next generation.
Right.
How can we do it in a tax efficient manner? And so, and also a trust, some people's finances are more complex, so trust is ideal because it can handle more complex situations.
Right.
Even if a person doesn't do a trust, at least a will, because what happens is that if you don't have any instructions of what you want to happen upon your death, then people have to assume. And so if you die and you have assets without, a will or trust, then the state is
it's a free fall.
Yeah, because the state is going to appoint somebody and they have to figure out what were your wishes. And what better way to do it? Say, let me put my wishes in writing so people aren't going to argue because everything's in writing.
I mean, where do people hide their will at? I mean, people write a will, and I think you told me, Miss Pitts, that Aretha Franklin had her will in the couch.
Yes, stuffed in the couch.
Yes.
And it took them a couple years to figure out if this will was worthy or was it garbage. But at the end of the day, it said it's good.
Yeah, and I think they had to actually go to court, and the judge had to rule that it's valid or it wasn't. So.
It was work. It was working time.
Yes.
Now, where should you put the trust now that we're talking about it? When you write a will and a trust and things like that, should you have it in a safe or, where should you put it?
Real good question. So my clients that work with me, so what we do is that we actually, sometimes they'll leave an electronic copy with me. So we have a program where you can just deposit the electronic copy so it's in a place. But I also have clients that work with a state attorney. And so the original is always kept with the state attorney. So that way, if something happens, you always know here's where, the will or trust is, it's with the attorney. But the biggest thing is that if you do a will or trust, you have to make sure that somebody knows where it's at.
Right.
So if you're not going to keep it somewhere, that's why working with advisors is good because then at least here, if something happens, reach out to this person, reach out to the advisor. The advisor generally knows most of the financial information. So that's one of the benefits of working with advisors. If somebody passes, they can reach out to the advisor. And while even if it's a will, you can't just give it to anybody because there's people who are designated to oversee it. At least you know that it's, here's the most current version. This is accurate. There's a place. So part of it is that when you make these arrangements, you have to communicate.
And you better be careful because I remember looking at some woman, she had a lot of money, and she willed everything to her cat,
mm-hmm.
or her, or to her pet. And if I would have knew where the will was, and I could have got to it, I could have, and I could have just, took the cat off of it, you know what I mean, and just gave it to me. Can you alter a will if you find it?
If you alter will, it would be fraud. But generally with a will, like when you're doing a will, you're signing, but it's also being notarized. So there's people who are witnessing your signature.
Right.
Could it be altered? Could somebody figure it out? I'm sure because fraud, people got recreated.
Because I'm mad. If I find the will and it's everything going to the dog.
Yeah, and then that's why you want to keep that original copy.
I'm going to go get the white out. I'm going to go get the white out, and I'm going to put my... I'm just joking. But, it can get crazy.
It can.
Especially when you're gone. And
Yes.
many times when we talk about getting things prepared, trust, wills, it costs.
It does. It does.
What are some of the ranges for the trust and the will?
So So the ranges can be wide. So the ranges really is going to be by who prepares it. So there are, and I'm not necessarily, I'm not recommending it, but there are some sites that you can go online and you can put in information. It'll generate a will for you. Not necessarily recommend it.
So use AI.
So yeah, definitely won't recommend that. But sometimes people are part of associations, and so associations might offer a free basic will as part of being at association.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes, if you work with an attorney, it can, the ranges can be wide. I mean, I would say more of what I've seen, but again, it depends on how complex. But it's not unusual for it to be, 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, somewhere in between, based on what you're putting in. But the other thing I would mention, though, is even besides the will and trust, there's some basic things that people should do where it doesn't even have to hit the will, it doesn't have to go through that estate process. Right. For instance, if I have a bank account, if I make sure that there's a transfer on death, something happens to me, you present a death certificate, that goes directly to the person. So it doesn't go through this process.
The benefactor.
Yes. And even like 401ks, any kind of asset you have, make sure you have a beneficiary. Because then that stuff doesn't hit your estate. And so that doesn't have to go through this process of probate, so
right.
It goes right to the person.
Because many times people leave people houses and they'll say, oh, I got this house. My dad left me this house. But yet you about to get hit tax-wise. And so that house became an expense.
Yes.
And this is why you got to have certain things prepared ahead of time, because you can end up paying more to get it.
Very true. And that's why, so like generally when you have houses and things like that, those are things that will go through, you need a will, a trust to say, here's what I want to happen, because those things often will go through the probate process. Right. And the probate process, it's when your estate is a certain amount, it's going to go through even if you have a will. Sometimes people think, oh, if I have a will, I don't have to go through probate. Doesn't necessarily mean that. So whether you're going to go through probate or not, it's going to be based on how large the estate is. And if you have for instance, $100,000 house, well, that you're going through the probate process, but the will already gives the instructions. So you're just going through the process, and they say, oh, we're going to carry out the instructions. Where it gets complicated is that you have this house that has some value, and there's no instructions. So now it goes through the probate, and everybody has to figure out what would you want to do. But you're right. And so part of it is like sometimes you run across people who are staying in like a parent's house, but they never got the title changed, and so they need to do something to it, but they can't because it's in their name, and the parent has passed.
Right.
And and the other thing with this probate process is that it's not something that's really quick. It takes time. So when somebody passes, all these assets aren't going to be changed over instantly.
What if somebody try to do a quick claim or something?
So there's ways that you can do.
I done seen some. I've seen some people maneuver. I don't know if it was legal or not, but they did some quick claims, and I'm like, what is that? I didn't even know what a quick claim was. But once the relative died, they went and did some quick claiming, and I was like, oh, okay, is this shiesty? What's going on here?
Yeah, so that's why I always recommend if you work with a state attorney ahead of time. Because there are some things that you can do that are legal, but some of the things that people do aren't necessarily legal. Right. And just because they get away with it doesn't mean.
I saw that. You're right. I didn't think that was legal.
Yes. Yeah, there are some things that are pretty shady, and if somebody ever gets caught, then there'll be consequences. But what happens sometimes is that, like when somebody passes, there may be certain furniture or certain things in a house that somebody wants. Sometimes relatives come and they just come take stuff.
Right.
Even important things. You would name that stuff in
family heirlooms.
Yeah, you would say, here, I want this to go to somebody, and that way it's protected as far as what your intentions are.
And I see a lot of people get upset at the funeral because they didn't like the way the funeral was done. They didn't like the way the ending, they didn't the way it was represented. Yes. And a lot of this could be pre-planned.
Exactly.
You don't have to wait until it's just everybody going chaotic to get a lot of this stuff done. And it doesn't take much to do. It's just sitting down for a couple hours, maybe, more than a couple hours. But those couple hours, once you get it done, you don't have to keep going back to it.
Very true. And that document becomes part of that will or trust saying, here's my final instructions. And so now it's carved in stone. It also, when it takes the emotion out of, when somebody passes, you're already being emotional. Now it says, okay, at least I don't have to try to plan all this because they went through and they did all of that planning.
All right.
So, real important.
Hey, look, another powerful conversation. Ryan Leeser.
Yes.
I appreciate you for coming through. And when we come back, I want to get how they can reach out to you. A lot of people on the Talk to Text line saying, hey, I need his info.
All right.
So we're going to talk about how to reach out to you when we get back. Michelle Pitts in the building from the new Pitts Mortuary. Hey, look, this is a good conversation.
Yes, it is.
Out of all of these years, we ended up, being able to try to help get people ahead of the curve. And many times when we used to meet, I had to pick up the phone, and somebody just put a lot of stress in my ear. Never met these people before in my life. Yes. And I was like, okay, let me call Michelle and see what can happen. You know what I mean?
Call the new Pitts Mortuary.
And you always made it easier to get things done every time, at least when I called you. You even tried to go get bodies from places and things like that. But many times we can have a little bit more structure to these ideas. And that's what I'm hoping that we can accomplish.
Yes.
So when we come back, we're going to have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
When looking for a healthcare provider, you want someone who genuinely cares about you, which is why Health Connections Incorporated is where it's at. They're a Black, woman-led nonprofit organization that provides both clinical and non-clinical healthcare. The direct clinical care they provide includes primary care, HIV care and prevention, and transgender health. HCI leaders are advocates, activists, decision makers, speakers, organizers, and collaborators on social determinants of health that impact healthcare access and health equity for all. Sign up for their mailing list at healthconnectmke.org.
Hi, I'm Rhea, and I ended up in the hospital with COVID for 130 days, 70 of which were spent on life support. At 41 years old, I was healthy and had a lifestyle filled with work, friends, and travel. Everyone 6 months and older should get their COVID and flu vaccines this season and keep all immunizations up to date.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/learn.
Good Karma Brands is celebrating Thriving Through. We are proud to share an encouraging story from The Truth's General Manager, Cherie Harris, of thriving through her breast cancer diagnosis.
What words of encouragement or advice would you give to someone else who either might be in your shoes now, or they might be going through the first initial step of finding out, and their brain might be a little frantic with just a bunch of information and scenarios? So what advice would you give them, or words of encouragement?
I would say don't lose hope. This is not a death sentence. This is a reset sentence. This is something that's, yes, going to change you. It's going to change your perspective on a lot of things that you are going through. It's going to change your body makeup, but it does not define you. And it's something, like I always say, you can thrive through. And surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with a great medical team who advocates for you and give you the best care, because you're worth it. And just don't settle for something you don't know about. Ask questions. Hope is key. I would say having a positive mind and just being positive about life is key with this disease we call cancer.
How are you able to find the right team to go through this journey with you when it comes to the medical professionals that you have?
I did my research. I went online and I looked up the biographies of my team. I wanted someone who's innovative. I wanted to be part of a research program because I feel like my outcome is going to help the next woman or next male that encounters this disease. And so I would say do your research, ask questions, ask about their history. You are entitled to do that. That's what you're paying them for. And find out, what other specialties they have outside of cancer. You could be affected by the treatment, and you're going to need them to understand what that is for you.
Support our Thrive Through initiative by buying an exclusive Truth Thrive Through shirt by visiting 1017thetruth.com. All proceeds go to support breast cancer research.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Stein. The Washington Nationals rallied on Wednesday following a throwing error by Andrew Monastero in the bottom of the ninth to earn the 3-2 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee dropping 2 out of 3 in the nation's capital, and they will look to rebound following a terrible road trip with Pittsburgh coming to town tonight. Coverage gets underway over on WTMJ beginning at 5:40. Over to the NFL, where training camp in Green Bay gets underway in Titletown later today. The Packers will practice today and will hold family night Saturday at Lambeau Field. And lastly, over to college football, where the Big Ten Football Conference could look a bit different very soon amid some uncertainty in the Pac-12. The conference, according to multiple sources, has began considering further additions to its 16-team conference, with certain league members holding conversations surrounding expansion to as many as 20 teams. This sports update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The process and the end product are equally as valuable.
Yeah, I don't got it yet, but I'm trying. And I see that there's no point in me lying to you. Faces changing, yours ain't been two-sided. This year ain't been Kodak, but we could pretend.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s. Hey, look, we got Narayan in the building, financial advisor, and we got Michelle Pitts in the building, New Pitts Mortuary. And this is our third interview when it comes to tragedy. And yes, I appreciate you for joining me on this journey because,
it's an honor.
We got to make sure that the right information is getting out into the minds of the people so they can prepare better. And it doesn't have to be so chaotic.
Indeed.
It's cool to have insurance. It's cool to be prepared. Just you got to make sure that you go through the right ideas so you can get the right plan.
Exactly.
How can people reach you, Brother Narayan?
So the easiest way to reach me is you can call me at I'm going to give you my office and my email number. So my office number is 414-260-5552. That's 414-260-5552. Or you can email me at, just call me because my email is long. Well, I'll give my email.
Well, leave a voicemail.
Yeah, leave a voicemail. And if you leave a voicemail, to transcribe it to my email.
What if the voicemail is full?
Well, this one won't fill up. It'll transcribe it to. It'll transcribe it to email, so I for sure will get it.
That's what's up. Yeah. Hey,
okay.
Michelle, another powerful conversation.
Yes. And you know what? It just something came to me, and if I just want to ask you, if you had to say a percentage, I know in life with our income, we look at necessities, waste, and save. If you had to measure it out, necessities, waste, and save, what would you say, regardless of our income, whether it's $100,000 or $25,000 a year?
So in terms of like a budget?
A budget,
so
yes.
Ideally, maybe like 60% of what you come in, you want to use to cover like your necessities. I mean, it varies, but at least, you don't want 60% on necessities, and then you have like there's different budget, and it's kind of a longer answer, but I would just say you want to try to get your required necessities down as low as possible, so that way you don't have to necessarily bring in so much. Like if you earn a little, if your living expenses are less, then you don't have to earn so much just to keep, live comfortable.
Yeah, because I know they often say you should have at least a 90-day cushion.
Yeah, I always recommend 3 months, 3 to 6 months emergency savings.
You saying, hey, look, I'm listening to this and I'm like, hey, how is this going to happen? You saying that for just in case of emergency, I should have 90 days of money saved up as a cushion.
Mm-hmm. And it takes time. And, a little bit at a
Brother
time.
Z. Hey, DJ Brother Z, you think that, what did you think about that, DJ Brother Z?
I don't even own a savings account.
Oh, wow.
See, what happens is that if somebody loses their job or somebody falls to financial need, then all of these ripple effects happen. But if you have some money saved up, then I lost my job, okay, I'm good. and it gives you almost like a sense of freedom. I'm good, and I don't have to make decisions based on who I owe. I can make decisions based on what's best for me. And it's hard. It takes time. And so even if it's get a strategy, okay, I don't have 3 to 6 months set up, but let me put in what I can. Let me do $25 every time I get some money, a paycheck. So it's also build it over time, but just know it takes a lot of stress off.
I got to ask you this question now. If a person was saving their money, and they know they don't want it to be easy accessible, what is the best thing to do so I cannot get to that money? You know how people always want to borrow. You say, I got it, but I can't get to it. So what's the best way, where's the best place to put that money so you cannot get to it?
Yeah, and that has changed a little in this electronic age, but I also say is have your emergency savings in a separate account. Don't have like a debit card or anything like that, because this is for emergencies. So I always, there's one, I like an online savings. That way it's online. I can't go to the bank and get it out. I have to transfer it. So I would say separate it from your regular savings that you're not accessing on a regular basis, and something that you don't have the convenience of, let me get a debit card so I can easily access it. And because you don't want to necessarily lock it up in like an investment, because if you have emergency, now you can't get to it.
Right.
But separate it from the regular savings, because the first time you go in it, then it's easy. But if you say this is for emergency, I haven't been in it yet, you're gonna feel bad the first time you go in it. So if it's mixed in with your regular savings, then it's easy. I'll put it back, and you end up never putting it back.
Okay. Well, we got somebody on the talk to text lines. Black Conscious says he wants to ask you what suggestions or advice you have for individuals that are grown and a parent died, but they were married and the partner is still alive.
Yeah, and so in Wisconsin, it becomes a little bit more. So it becomes a little bit more difficult, because in Wisconsin it's a marital property state, and so the other spouse may have rights to the assets.
Right.
But if the assets were titled a different way, then some of them may go to might go to a child or might go to something else. It all depends, and that's why it's always important to have that conversation ahead of time, because sometimes if an asset is titled like a married couple holds asset together, it might be right of survivorship. So now that asset automatically goes to the other spouse.
Right.
But if they hold the tenants in common, then that other person's estate, those other half of it might go someplace else. So it's a complex question.
If it's a will there, does the marriage override the will? Like, let's say the husband leaves everything to the children, but nothing to the wife, or vice versa. Can that marriage partner still have entitlement to things?
So that's a complex question, and that's one that because that gets into advice, and that's really more of the legal advice.
Right.
So I'm going to stay away from that one.
Okay. I got to say this. There was a case that I literally saw with my own eyes, that the individual passed away and they left everything to the children. Married, meant to make changes, but didn't do it. Well, the fact of the matter is that 100% did not go to the children, because the person worked for the state. 50% went to her husband, even though his name was not on there. I was like, wow. I said, state of Wisconsin, serious.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets complex, and that's why I say that.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, an attorney's best hand. Yeah, so I try to stay out of the space of an attorney. The attorney's better to answer.
Well, I seen this happen. It be people that have babies with women, and they don't talk to the women no more, and then something happens, and their first child is the heir. So this person that they don't even talk to no more, way over here, that ain't even in their life no more, has a lot of control because they have their oldest child.
That's why it's important to have a will.
Right.
You want to boot some people out, put it in writing. You can make it happen, But if you don't, and you got, you haven't spoken to this person in 20, we have that. Mm-hmm. Haven't spoken or seen the person in 20, 30 years. All of a sudden,
right,
somebody passed away, they pop up out of nowhere with all kinds of power.
And it definitely happens when you don't, like if you don't get a divorce and you move on and y'all separated, and you had a whole girlfriend for 12 years.
Right, and she's playing, this is common law. We're married.
Then the wife pop up out of
the wife come in and
from Minnesota.
Everything.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Well, that's also why you want to make sure that you have an attorney, somebody who knows what they're doing, develop these documents, somebody who's licensed and knows estate law. Because if you have somebody, does it as a little side hustle, you still could be run into problems. So have somebody qualified that knows the law, knows the requirements, draft your documents. Otherwise, you still could be in bad shape.
Hey, look, I appreciate y'all for tapping in today with me. Truth Nation, give it up for Narayan Leeser, a financial advisor, and Michelle Pitts from the New Pitts Mortuary. Hey, look, great conversation. And we got to continue this, because I do deeply feel that many times we are reactionary, but if we have the knowledge, which is power, we can get ahead of the curve.
Indeed. Yes.
Hey, look, I appreciate y'all for joining me today. When we come back,
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Associated Bank, they know opportunity can't wait. If you're a female or minority small business owner, their Community Uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000. Get funds in as little as 1 business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a Community Uplift loan and other business banking services. Call 800-270-7725. Visit AssociatedBank.com or stop by your local branch. Because you help build the Midwest and your neighborhoods, they got your back. Associated Bank, your money works here. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Truth Nation, it is Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes.
From Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. And guess what?
What is that, DT?
Our Truth fans can now watch and stream us live every day, Telly.
Wait a minute, Denise. Let me make sure I got this thing right. Our amazing and incredible Truth fans can go to 1017thetruth.com, click the Watch Live link, and watch me and you do our thing live from YouTube and Twitter every morning?
Yes, Telly, that is exactly right. So now they can watch you almost lose your black card every Friday during our Truth Telling Hit segment.
Come on now. You know I'm never losing my black card. But Truth Nation, you gotta tune into all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows, as you can not only listen live on the app, but you can also stream us live all day, every day by going to 1017thetruth.com and clicking the Watch Live link.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
I'm Carrie Noni with your news update. Milwaukee police are investigating a multi-vehicle crash that happened near 35th and North on Tuesday, August 1st. Police say just before 11:30 a.m., a driver disregarded a red light, causing a collision with another vehicle. The impact of the crash caused one of the vehicles involved to collide with a Milwaukee County Transit System bus that was stopped at the light. Police say the second vehicle involved in the crash collided with a Milwaukee Police Department motorcycle officer stopped at the light. The driver who disregarded the red light and caused the crash, a 33-year-old man, fled on foot but was later arrested. The MPD officer, a 38-year-old man, the driver of the bus, a 57-year-old woman, and an occupant of the bus, a 68-year-old woman, was transported to a local hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Criminal charges are being referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Liberal Justice Janet Protasiewicz was sworn in publicly at the state capitol on Tuesday, August 1st into the Wisconsin Supreme Court to serve a 10-year term, marking the first time in over a decade liberals will hold a majority on the court. Protasiewicz, who previously served as a Milwaukee County Circuit Judge and former prosecutor, defeated conservative Dan Kelly by 11 points in April, moving the court to a 4-3 liberal majority. A lawsuit aimed at rewriting Wisconsin's legislative maps to favor Republicans less is expected to be filed Wednesday at the state Supreme Court, a day after the state's highest court flipped to liberal control for the first time in years. Political districts typically are redrawn once every 10 years, following the completion of the U.S. Census. The current maps tilt heavily in Republicans' favor, with 63 of the 99 assembly seats and 23 of the 33 Senate seats leaning towards the GOP. Law Forward, a Madison-based, liberal-leaning law firm focused on voting issues, is bringing the legal challenge straight to the Supreme Court. By bypassing lower courts, the challenge would be expedited and could lead to an outcome before the 2024 elections. Congratulations are in order for the Truth's very own Melanie Ricks. The Milwaukee Bucks have hired Melanie Ricks as their new sideline and digital reporter, replacing Zora Stevenson, who announced she was leaving the Bucks back in July after she took a job with a national network. Ricks will report for all Bucks games airing on Bally Sports Wisconsin and work as a digital reporter for the Bucks' in-house team. This has been your 1017 The Truth News Update. The Tori Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I done seen Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's mentioned. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure. No, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe that racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered. Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. And sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me? We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Welcome to the third hour of the Tori Lowe Show this Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. And it's Hometown Heroes now.
Hometown Heroes it is, Tori.
Hometown Heroes, hosted by your boy Benjamin.
It's amazing.
In the building. We got guests. We had guests all day.
Facts.
Another powerful conversation we've been having today. And Benjamin, introduce us to our guests.
So, you know what, Truth Nation, again, this is Hometown Heroes. And the reason we call it Hometown Heroes is because, you know what, there is a hero on your block, in your neighborhood, wearing a cape each and every day, trying to save the day for you. Okay, and the person that we have before us today is Antonia Brown, correct? Antonia Anderson. And she is the owner and CEO of Milwaukee's very first hip-hop museum. How you feel about that?
Hey, look, I'm excited to see Antonia and her museum, her hip-hop museum. What's in it? What's going on? Where is it located? What's in the building?
Okay. What's in the building is a lot of memorabilia, starting from the early era of hip hop, the 1970s.
Milwaukee hip hop.
Well, I have some Milwaukee hip hop, but of course, I started with the New York hip hop.
Okay.
And as we're coming up, celebrating 50
50
years of hip hop. Right now, that's pretty much what my exhibits and displays are. But in November, I will be honoring Milwaukee hip hop artists in November, Hip Hop Month.
What made you want to start a Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum?
I started it because I work with the youth at one of Milwaukee public schools, and I really believe that hip hop is a great resource to teach the youth and to teach the children.
Why is that so? Like, what is it about hip hop that makes you be like, you know what? First off, you resonate with hip hop, and secondly, you realizing that it is a great medium in between. Some would say the older generation and who the youth are today.
Because hip hop is universal. It unites people. You know, it shows a lot of love and unity. And I think that's what we need a lot more of. And I have been working with children for a long time, whether they be in the on their way to being locked up or whatever. And out of all the techniques and things that I see, I really know that hip hop, you know, it encourages writing, critical thinking skills, writing their verses, their rhymes, beats, dancing, breakdancing. And I know for a fact that it can better our youth in a positive way.
It sounds like you fell in love with hip hop at a very early age. When did you fall in love with hip hop, and why did you fall in love with hip hop?
Well, it wasn't that early, but I will say like the end of the 1980s.
Yeah.
Public Enemy, KRS-One, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Snoop Dogg, a lot of them. I fell in love with it. Kool Moe Dee, because they were encouraging.
Kool Moe Dee.
They had the conscious
Did he lose
rap.
the battle to LL? What's going on?
Well, I'll put it like this. I don't think so. You know, I think they both are very talented in their own way, and I don't, you know, I just never compare each. But I started listening to Kool Moe Dee before LL, and I love LL too, but I was listening to Kool Moe Dee before LL.
Wow, Wild West. Wow.
Still listen to it. Right. That was the Sunny on Broadway.
I just went to see MC Lyte and Big Daddy Kane recently.
I was there too.
Hey, now I'm from Milwaukee. If you're an artist, how do you get into, if you've been out here, because many times the Milwaukee hip hop history is hard to track because we're not from LA or New York or Chicago. A lot of artists just, didn't break into the mainstream concept, but you have artists that are known in the city. How do I become a part of this museum? Maybe I want to give some memorabilia.
Okay, well, you can definitely get my information, and I'm always looking for donations. Milwaukee artists, I have some that have given me a lot of nice things, to the point I really want to give out, like Jay Bella. I have some things from King Kamanji, and I have other things. Kia Rap Princess has given me some things, but I'm looking for more items because even though I honor New York, that is the goal, to honor Milwaukee hip-hop artists.
Right.
It's like rep your city. Rep your city,
right.
And the people in your city.
Plus, it's the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum.
Exactly.
I mean, when I walk in this museum, I want to see the culture. The Mecca, New York. The Los Angeles rappers, and since we right here in Milwaukee, I want to see a section where this is where we from. This is what originated out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right, and you will. The things that I have received, I do have them, in a certain area in the house. And what I do, depending on the events, I change the displays, around. So that's why I'm like, there is a wall with some Milwaukee artists on it. But when I do different events, I change certain walls and certain exhibits.
Okay, that's what's up.
So, Antonia, paint a picture for us. Walk us through. So, if I were a person, Milwaukeean, or because I'm from Racine, really, Racinian, or from Kenosha, or just from Wisconsin, or just a hip hop fan that came from Japan. Okay, that's a bar right there. Hip hop fan that came from Japan. Yeah. Hey, shout out DJ Brothers E. What am I gonna see when I walk inside of your hip hop museum? Walk me through it. What kind of memorabilia is this? Just Milwaukee.
Is this a house? This is a building?
Right. It's in a loft. So it is right now in my home in a loft. And when you walk in, like the first display is Mr. Magic, who was implemental in getting like the first cassettes played on the radio back in the day. And then I have Run DMC, and it's like action figures, vinyl albums.
Oh, wow.
Yo Rap.
Cassette tapes?
Cards. Oh, yeah. Cassette tapes, most definitely.
You got an 8-track?
Yes, I do. I have 8-track.
What?
Yeah, and I have even like the Sugar Hill Gang 8-track.
Oh,
like
wow.
Sylvia Robinson, who started them. I have that 8-tracks too. I also have a Curtis Blow 8-track. And looking for more. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow!
I'm jealous. I'm a millennial. I've never experienced an 8-track. Okay, but honestly, me being a music lover and music fan that I am, I would love to be able to come down to Hip Hop Museum and be able to view what the 8-track actually looks like, and essentially see what it sounds like. That'd be crazy for me.
Right, and you can. I probably won't play those particular ones because it's like a cassette. If it pops, they're very expensive, but I do have some that I could play and let you listen and see how that 8-track sounds. But those were like rare, and I probably won't get another chance to get those again. But I do have some 8-tracks that I'll be able to, put in. I have an 8-track player as well.
Who is your top 5 Milwaukee MCs? Of all time. You got the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum. You hadn't been studying hip hop of Milwaukee since at least Cuckoo Cow. All right, so
okay, I'll name some, but it doesn't have to be in that order because I'm gonna see these people. I'm gonna see these people in Milwaukee.
Right.
So I will start off with Cuckoo Cow, Jay Bella, Baby Drew, Kia Rap Princess, and then I'm gonna go with I'm hoping I'm saying her name right, Kanisha Lee.
Kaylee Crossfire.
Oh, Kaylee Crossfire.
Right. Kaylee Crossfire.
Yeah, that's
I
my
have to
girl.
Give her a shout out. Yeah.
We actually got a song together.
Oh,
Wait, you got a song with Kaylee, bro?
Yeah.
We've been doing the show for the past 3 years.
I started being an activist, and
that's crazy.
I felt like the city needed my logic in a different way. But I was in a rock band. I had my time. I did my time out there in Iowa and Minnesota. I did my things out there. When I go out there, they don't know me as an advocate. They know me as Tory Lowe from the rock band.
Okay. So that means you're going to have to pull something out. You have to find something, dig up in your man's cave and find you something.
I'm going to leave that over there in Iowa. It was a great time. I'm going to leave that right there.
That's funny. Truth Nation, right now we are with Antonia Anderson. She is the CEO of Milwaukee's very first hip hop museum. All right, and I'm flabbergasted right now. I'm so excited right now, just because at the end of the day, I am a hip hop fan to my bones, to my spirit, to my soul. All right, it's really what grew me up. When my father wasn't around in my childhood, it was the Jay-Z's of the world, the Biggie Smalls of the world, the Nasir Jones of the world, who are really giving me those jewels to step up as a man. So with that being said, Antonia, you are a woman. Are there any female MCs that stand out to you throughout your, I guess, tutelage or career of just listening to hip hop, being a fan of hip hop, who've inspired you to do what you do today?
And after you answer this question, I got some loaded questions for this women's rap movement right
now. Okay. Now, I've named the Milwaukee one, so I'm gonna go and name the women. I already said like Queen Latifah, MC Light, and yes, I had a blast seeing her a couple weeks ago. Sweet Tea, Aaliyah, TLC, and I could go on. I'm just a little short today. But yeah, they're pretty much like the ones that I listen to.
The ones that inspired you, like the Salt and Pepper.
Definitely. And Salt and Pepper too, of course.
And since you named TLC, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah, what's going on in 2023 with the women's movement, with the rap movement? Do you see the difference? I mean, because I don't have to explain it. Because I think now we getting into what porn rap.
It's women's empowerment.
This is where this is all going.
And you know you got tears coming out my eyes.
I'm just saying,
cracking me up.
Sexy Red.
I will say this.
Have you ever been to Pound Town? I mean, I'm just saying, like,
no.
It's only a few hours away, by the way.
What's going on here? What's going on with the women's rap movement right now? I'm scratching my head.
Well, I will just say this. That's why I'm just trying to stay with the young girls. I don't want to judge anybody.
We got judges. Just asking the question. You a female. I'm just asking the question.
Speak your piece.
Right, because I come from the era where, like Aaliyah, they had on the big baggy pants. And, Lauryn Hill, they were covered. Queen Latifah, they were covered from head to toe with clothing. So now I do see it. I won't say that I'm a big fan of like the twerking and stuff, but that's just me. I do have daughters, and if I kind of seen them, pregnant and twerking, I might be like, but that's my personal opinion. I do have 4 beautiful daughters, and I have I wouldn't be out there twerking if y'all pregnant with y'all. But again, I'm from a different era.
Right. You know what, Antonia, in all honesty, I have a really, really deep question I want to ask you. And I feel like you're the lady with the answers. All right. We probably should get to this on the other side when we come back from break.
Hey, look, when we get back from break, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's that time, Wisconsin. The Wisconsin State Fair is back. From Thursday, August 3rd to Sunday, August 13th, check out the Wonder Fair Wheel, Spin City amusement ride and game area, and of course, all the crazy yet tasty new food options, such as the deep fried bacon cheese curd, a seaweed fish sandwich, loaded potato kettle corn, and many of your fan favorites. Vendors will accept cash inside the State Fair, but parking and admission will be cashless. So make sure you come prepared for the 11 days of fun.
Hey Truth fans, it's Dee Kemp, Vice President of Programs for Axe Housing. I am so excited to give you some information about how we can help you and your family reach the dream of owning your own home. At Axe Housing, we know you may be struggling to buy your own home due to financial strain, or maybe you don't even know how to get started on the path to home ownership. This is where Axe Housing can help. We will provide you with your own home buying coaching team who will help you with the entire home buying process from start to finish. That includes the home search, the loan process, and the big closing day on your dream home. Why rent when you can own? Here at Axe Housing, we help prepare families for successful home ownership. Stop paying rent and start building wealth. Reach out to our Axe Housing team today because we believe in you and we know home ownership can be within your reach. Visit us today at axhousing.org to get started. That's ACTShousing.org.
Educators Credit Union is dedicated to celebrating diversity in the cities where they live and work. Because of this dedication, they support black businesses not just during National Black Business Month, but throughout the year. Supporting black businesses boosts local economies, produces jobs, and helps entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Educators Credit Union will continue sharing the stories of black businesses, building relationship with businesses in local communities, and buying from these businesses. Learn more about their community partnerships at ECU.com.
Are you craving mouth-watering, unforgettable food? I'll Take a Bite of That has got you covered. Try their hot honey chicken with homemade honey infused with the best hot peppers, or their famous nachos. They have homemade seasonings on everything, from fries to burgers to chicken. Ordering online is a breeze and hassle-free. Just visit I'llTakeABiteOfThat.com for your pickup or delivery needs, or follow them on Instagram or Facebook. Visit I'll Take a Bite of That. It's amazing.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I lost my 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, to COVID in just a few short days. Teresa was a healthy child who loved to dance. When Teresa got sick, I didn't think it was serious until she was rushed to the hospital. COVID and flu can be serious for anyone, but they're especially dangerous for communities of color. Please get your COVID and flu vaccines and stay up to date on all immunizations, because vaccines save lives.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/learn.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, we want you to join us for our free and open to the public Family Fest on Saturday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School in Milwaukee. We're bringing the community together for a free family festival that will have something for everyone. There will be live music, free haircuts for kids, free book bags, food, delicious food, healthcare resources, financial education resources, and free giveaways. We can't wait to see you Saturday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for our True Family Fest. The True Family Fest is sponsored by Ascension, Wisconsin, Educators Credit Union, Hunger Task Force, MATC, and Associated Bank. Hey, look, also, the Black-Owned Business Give Back is back. We have, again, teamed up with Associated Bank to help local businesses grow and succeed together. The home of Milwaukee Black Talk will be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 black businesses each quarter of 2023. To sign up for this incredible marketing opportunity, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure right here on The Truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. Hey, look, we having another powerful conversation. We having Hometown Heroes, hosted by your boy Benjamin.
It's amazing.
And we have Antonia Anderson in the building. She is the CEO of the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum. Ski! Hey.
Straight up. With that being said, Antonia, so when we left off for break, we were having a discussion about female rap, what female rap is today, and you were also, because this is the Hip Hop 50th, for people who don't know or maybe new to hip hop. Hip hop was founded in 1973 by a DJ by the name of DJ Kool Herc. He was spinning at a party, and he ended up hitting y'all with the and as we know it, hip hop was founded. So from there, We are here in 2023 today, and it is August 3rd, 2023, and I'm talking about it 50 years into the game. So with that being said, we saw the male dominance that happened. We've also seen female MCs as far as MC Light, the Queen Latifahs of the world, the Salt and Peppers of the world. But now, 50 years after hip-hop has been, raised or born, or whatever, however you want to put it, we have other artists out here, female MCs, right? We have the City Girls. We have people like your girl Sexy Red. We have also other artists like Lotto. And they seem to all be pushing some kind of narrative. Some people would say porn rap. All right, some people would allude to that. Some people would just say they're just out there popping their poom poom. This is poom poom rap. I want to ask you, Antonia, and this is just from your honest perspective, your outlook on it. How do you feel why have we evolved from the female rappers, you put it before as the female rappers like the Lauryn Hills of the world being more closed, talking about education, to where we're at now when these women just want to talk about making hit records about their poom poom? How do we progress to this?
How do we progress to this? Well, I personally think if women did a better job sticking together, that we might not be used or utilized like that. Rap, of course, is male dominant, so whenever they want females in the video, we kind of know what they have to do. We know what they're gonna do, but everything changes.
Right.
From my day, it just changes, and there are some that still keep their clothes on and not twerking. Every time the camera comes in front of them, but pretty much, I don't know if that's what's selling now or whatever.
Or this is what they're promoting.
This is what they're promoting.
This is where the money is.
Yes, exactly. That's where the money is.
Right. So,
go ahead. Sorry.
Even that one woman that we said that she showed her breast, she was
Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, she came out fully clothed and doing originally. Now she didn't bought into the sex sales. Yeah, sex sales in the industry.
See, and that's kind of like my thing because, again, when hip hop first started, it was like, fight the power, right? Like that, we fell in love with the Public Enemies of the world and the Chuck D's and Flavor Flav, and it was all this conscious rap, if you will. But now it seems like we've progressed to a point where it's just kind of like anything is anything. As long as you can make things rhyme, it is what it is. How does that make you feel as a hip hop fan?
Well, again, anything to take the focus off what it was intended to do, which was positive, and positivity within the Black community. So because they were giving out to me social consciousness and that, type of thing, once they turned it around, all of that is left a building now. Now that's why we're seeing wherever, one person start twerking, everybody gets on the stage. One person pulls it out, everybody's pulling it out. It's kind of like my mother used to say, if everybody was walking down the street with a brown paper bag, picking up, will we do it? No. So it's like following, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we have to get a grip on it because I know we all got daughters, grandbabies, whatever. And I don't want to see them doing that,
Well, I remember when I was coming up and the older people listen to the Williams brothers, the men would listen to the blues or, everybody didn't listen to the same artists.
Exactly.
Now it's 2023 and everybody listening to the same people. There's no separation anymore, and many times when my grandmother would play the gospel, then my granddaddy was out there listening to the blues. And we was listening to NWA, we was listening to, Curtis Blow. We was listening to hip hop. Now it just seemed like everybody's favorite artist is Beyonce or, it's like one, everybody have been funneled into one music idea.
Right. It's kind of like people have been desensitized to me.
Right.
That's the word that I use. They're desensitized. And it's follow the leader, follow the gang.
Right.
Even, when you go in certain places in Milwaukee, it's a little clique of older people, like they've been together since high school and won't let anybody else in till everybody can evolve,
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is real cliquey,
Right.
And I don't know them people. Like I said, I don't practice hanging around them. Like, when I came into the city and was helping people, I just felt like whoever wanted to help.
Exactly.
That's it. Like, I'm not finna do all this extra stuff, going to these rooms and bust down and do nothing. You know what I mean? Break down to get down. That's what they doing out here. You know what I mean? So I don't people like, these. No, I don't know them. I don't know them, and I don't want to know them. I just want to know the people that's willing to put in the work to get things done. That's it. I'll work with those people. You know
exactly. What I mean? Understood.
So I think a lot of times when you got a lot of entertainment ideas going around, or a little bit of an advancement idea, you got these gatekeepers, and you gotta bust down to get down.
Exactly. Yeah. I see.
And
what
that's
you're talking
trash.
about. Yeah. When you say the bust down, but I honestly feel like. Yeah, because I've been trying to get in some rooms for a while, and I see how it is. Everybody not going to get in their room, but you know what? I just keep showing up, like sooner or later, watch. They're going to be like, how'd she get in the room? Now, it is what it is. Just keep doing what you do and what you're good at doing, and, it's going to work out. That's what I believe, and that's what happened. Because a lot of people don't want you in that room. They want their same little people, their same little circle, doing the same little thing. Or you
come in there and come in with an idea, and then they'll take it. And they'll use it, you may have a great idea, but then they don't want it to be done from you.
Exactly.
So they'll put it in their silo, and then you'll look up and see a rendition of what you presented.
Exactly.
That goes on all the time. These people don't know what to do, but they know how to steal stuff. They know how to take stuff. They know how to copy. They definitely know how to copy and Xerox and fax it off to somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I think at some, at a certain point, and you know what, Truth Nation, for those just tapping in, we're sitting here with Antonia Anderson. She is the CEO and founder of Milwaukee's very first hip hop museum. I definitely recommend you guys go check it out, tap in with her, set up an appointment or something, so you guys can see Milwaukee's hip hop and actually a lot of hometown heroes inside of that Milwaukee museum as well. With that being said, though, Antonia, when it comes down to your hip hop museum, how can people get in contact with you just so they can do a tour? How does that go?
Okay, so I do have a website, and it is MilwaukeeHipHopPopup.com. Again, that's MilwaukeeHipHopPopup.com. They could go there. They could go to my Facebook page, Antonia Anderson. They can Google the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum, or they could just simply give me a call, because I do ask that you RSVP like 24 hours prior. Like, don't just come, I'm outside. And my number is 414-750-1873. Again, 414-750-1873.
That's fine. And Antonia, I really do appreciate you coming out, because at the end of the day, this platform that we have on the Tori Lowe Show, Hometown Heroes, is really to celebrate people like yourself, because you are someone's hero. I mean, honestly, personally, I'll say it right now. You really
appreciate that.
No, seriously, because you're my hero. Because look, I'm from Racine. I come up here to Milwaukee. End of the day, I've always just wanted to kind of like I wanted to transform the Milwaukee scene, hip hop scene, personally, just because at the end of the day, I felt like, it's a lot of talented people here, and we just don't get that recognition nationwide or even internationally. So the fact that you have a hip hop museum right here that celebrates Milwaukee hip hop MCs, whether you're a female MC or a male MC, that's beautiful to me. And you know what? I never actually asked you this question, but what made you even think of this idea to have your own hip hop museum? Like, what was the brainchild?
I think a lot of brainstorming started for people and for me during COVID, because I already had a lot of items in my home, and I would like take them out into different events in the community, or I would take them in the schools and set it up. And then, when everything was locked down, I was in the house like, okay, we're not going to keep these in the boxes. And I just started periodically like putting it up on one wall this week, maybe the next month, another one. And then I just, I could start seeing the vision, and I just put it up there. And I invited some hip hop artists from Milwaukee one November. And once it kind of went viral, I got a lot of people that contacted me. But it just started with a thought process of, doing something.
Fulfilling a need.
Right. Exactly.
Because when you go down to Atlanta, they got the Trap Museum.
Exactly. I got to check that out.
Yeah, so I was like, man, now we got the same kind of idea up here in Milwaukee. That was fire to me, and I'm glad you catapulted the idea. Because this is a selfish question. This is a selfish question. I ain't gonna lie. But you mentioned that you got action figures and stuff of Run DMC up in there. Can Benjamin Tory Lowe get an action figure or some kind of memorabilia inside your hip hop museum?
Yes, I do sell.
I'm trying to be famous or something. Somebody better know something I did.
Oh, you said about the people who make the action figures?
Yeah, that too. Go, let me know something.
You know what? If I find out a way to make something, I'll have like Queen Latifah. They like have Salt and Pepper, but they have very few female action figures.
Yeah.
But I do have some action figures that I do sell, like Tupac, Biggie, Lil Wayne, Ice Cube, and then TLC, and I'm trying to think who else I have. Yeah, pretty much those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I sell those. The other ones I keep, just for display because they're very expensive, and then they're rare.
How expensive and how rare?
Some of them start off at like 100, up to the ones that I've got are 300. Now they have more for 500 if you got that bag, which I would love. Like they have something like $500 and up.
Yeah.
Hip hop action figures.
I would love to be able to get a part of this business at some point.
Hey.
But we can talk about that later.
Hey,
For sure.
Antonia, I appreciate you for coming on the show. It's been another powerful conversation. And we got to visit. I got to set up some time to come visit.
Okay.
So I can tell the people what I seen at the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum.
I would appreciate that.
Hey,
I appreciate that.
That's powerful, And now, because now that I know that, where it's at, now I know the CEO, I'm coming through.
Right. Well, I'm sure Milwaukee is small, and if I throw out a few names, I think I know some people too, probably some of your relatives way back in the day.
Oh, wait, just real quick, because I know we actually got to transition to break, but because it's 2023 right now, Milwaukee hip hop was just talked about in the Rolling Stone magazine. Do you know, or with that being said, who would you consider hot MCs fresh right now in Milwaukee hip hop that could possibly be in your museum?
Well, actually, a couple of them that I did mention have been in my museum. Those 4 that I did mention.
Yeah.
There's another one, DJ Toxin. And it's some that y'all know their names I mention a lot, so I try not to overdo the people who always get their name mentioned. But like Kia Rap Princess.
Right. She was just down at Summerfest.
Right. And she did a video there. And again, Jay Bella. So right now it's kind of slow, the ones that have actually been in the museum, but I'm working on that. And I'm actually going to be having a birthday party, like a day party on August the 26th, where a lot of folks are coming. So once we collaborate and talk, then we can make things get, bigger for Milwaukee. And that's what I'm trying to do, because I can't do it by myself. I got the museum. I could use some help and ideas.
Well, make sure you come down next week to August 12th to 101.7 The Truth Fest. I will be hosting. We'll have a multitude of food, bunch of vendors, but also ultimately there'll be a music showcase there, which I'll be hosting there. A few Milwaukee MCs you should check out and talk to. Wave Chappelle. You should look at Nile Now. You should look at 414 Big Frank. You should look at PBG The Prince. These are a lot of major artists in Milwaukee, hip hop artists that are actually doing a significant amount of damage out here.
Okay.
All right? And then make sure you get your boy Benjamin in there some way, somehow.
For sure. And that's something else I have to reach out and get together with the younger ones right now.
Hey, talk to us.
I will. I definitely will.
All right. Hey, look, I thank you for coming on the show, Antonia.
Thank you, guys.
It was another powerful conversation. Hey, look, Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll be joined by Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of The Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On Saturday, August 5th, Milwaukee, we plan to stay woke in the fight for an inclusive, multiracial democracy.
Join the Transformative Justice Coalition in Milwaukee Sherman Park from noon to 3 p.m. as they host a live stream, nationally broadcast celebration of the 1965 Voting Rights Act.
An all-star lineup of national and local voting rights advocates will celebrate the victories of the past,
focus on the work of the present,
and inspire future leaders to be engaged in the fight to protect voting rights.
After the program, the celebration celebration continues with a community cookout from 3 to 6 p.m.
Free and open to the public.
Enjoy free food, music, resources, and youth haircuts while they last.
And check your voter status.
That's Saturday, August 5th from noon to 3 p.m. at Sherman Park.
Or watch live on Facebook at tjc.dc. Additional sponsors: Rainbow Push Coalition, Black Voters Matter, League of Women Voters, the National Organization for Women, Wisconsin Voices, and a number of local partners.
Ludacris. Back again. The Wisconsin State Fair welcomes Ludacris. Friday, August 11th, 7:30 p.m. at the State Fair main stage, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Get out the way. But how low can you go? Ludacris with special guest Simba. Reserve seats on sale now at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular. Ludacris.
When you choose Ascension Wisconsin for your family's care needs, you'll get the right care at the right place at the right time, and you'll get an entire team ready to care for your family. Family medicine doctors care for the whole family, and Ascension Wisconsin will help make sure your family is up to date on screenings and yearly wellness checks. Ascension also cares for you when you are sick and helps manage ongoing chronic conditions. If you don't have a primary care doctor, go to getAscensionWisconsinCare.com to find one today.
The Age of Reason took place over 200 years ago. It was a time of amazing scientific and philosophical progress all over the world. Truth, reason, and tolerance thrived and even shaped the Constitution of the United States of America, the foundation of our democracy. But now those building blocks of America, of democracy, are under attack. In just 2 decades, big tech social media billionaires have allowed their platforms to roll back truth, facts, and tolerance, and fill the screens in our homes and in our pockets with lies and hate. Online disinformation and hate affect everything, everyone, everywhere. It splits us apart, hurts our children, polarizes our societies, and is literally leading to violence and terror in our communities. Lies and hate everywhere are a threat to all people, anywhere. Be a part of the change. Help defend the future of our democracy. Go to counterhate.com to learn more.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Historically, black colleges and universities have enjoyed an uptick in interest over the last few years. The Supreme Court's recent affirmative action decision is likely to boost interest even more. And now, some of that attention is translating into credit upgrades. Moody's just boosted North Carolina A&T's credit rating after it saw an 11% rise in enrollment. Janet Lauren reports on higher education for Bloomberg, and she says a credit rating boost can make a difference to students at those schools.
The bond rating agencies have been seeing this trend, and as they're looking to borrow money, they upgraded North Carolina A&T. And when your bond rating is upgraded, chances are you're going to be paying less to borrow. So that has a very positive effect on the schools. And you look at what North Carolina A&T is borrowing for, and they're building a new dorm of over 400 beds.
Moody's also improved its outlook on Howard University. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. Call the fire man, she a hot girl. Come shake some. I don't know how to dance, but
August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the excellence of black-owned businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting black businesses. This is why Carrie Noni will be spotlighting 4 black businesses in Milwaukee and telling the story of their success. Be sure to follow 1017 The Truth on social media and YouTube so you can watch the incredible stories of these black-owned businesses. Truth Nation, we encourage you to buy black all month long. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC. Also, Truth Nation, we want to celebrate survivors of breast cancer and highlight their stories of fighting and thriving through their diagnosis. Please visit 1017 The Truth YouTube page with Carrie Noni's interview with our beloved General Manager Cherie Harris as she discusses how she thrived through her diagnosis. To celebrate her journey, For a limited time only, we're selling specialty 1017 The Truth shirts. Go to 1017thetruth.com right now to purchase your limited edition Thrive Through shirts. All sales and proceeds will go to support Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Breast Cancer Care and Research Fund. Again, to support this effort, we ask you to go to visit 1017thetruth.com to purchase a limited edition Truth shirt and support the fight against breast cancer. Joining me on the lines is Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, salute.
Hey, today we had a lot of guests in the building. A lot of different.
Hey, I said
a lot of different
the Tory Lowe
ideas today. Hey, look, a lot of powerful conversations. Hey,
No doubt.
And many times, I love the pieces where we get the original hometown ideas. Many times, a lot of people, wouldn't have guessed that Jarvis Redd would be on the verge of, making a huge country music impact, and he's from the 53206.
Facts, and not only like he really good. Like people don't understand like how much talent Milwaukee produced,
right?
And that's what's crazy. So it's powerful that now you have your show that's the emphasis, so salute to you, the Truth, Benjamin, DJ Brother Z. Again, we have to put ourselves on because, if you look at the talent that came out of Milwaukee, and how we've been downplayed and, just like that queen that just said, she know how the meeting thing go in the city of Milwaukee, how these silos and how they try to lock you out. How Khalif Rainey could have put Milwaukee artists on, but he decided to go to the Breakfast Club just to, I guess, be on there and say he been on there like he rap or something. He didn't take a chance to put a Milwaukee artist on. How many times Milwaukee artists have to struggle or, like you said, bust down or be in these certain groups and not like somebody else because the group don't like somebody else to get put on. So, it's a real movement that's happening now. You know what I'm saying? And thanks to you, people getting their chances and you showing individuals how to do it right. And with that being said, salute to you as a rap. You've been in the game a long time, Tori, as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I used to do music is like my strongest weapon. I always tell people, like, I've been doing music since I started out as a gospel. Doing gospel, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
So,
you can tell.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got mad experience. And if y'all could just go on YouTube and look Tory Lowe up, I'm telling y'all, like, the man is a beast. He's a beast, And I'm not just saying that, because I like him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
He really got lyrics. Because if you was trash, I'd tell you.
Hey, look,
trash.
I'm gonna tell you this. When I came home, a lot of people. I had a record deal with Universal. So when I came home, I really committed to the community. I had a deal with Universal, and I had a movie contract out of Los Angeles for what happened to me in Minnesota when I came home.
No doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. Not only that, your brother Wiggles, been in the game a long time. Individuals like, Clutch that you done seen, like, go hard for years and not get the recognition that, Milwaukee needs. And again, it has a lot to do with, that not togetherness and individuals, just being greedy and trying to block other individuals out or trying to tax a starving artist. Like, again, but It's a new day.
Oh, definitely a new day.
Tory Lowe is in the front. We opening up a whole new lane for those individuals who want to be independent. We bring a love back to all the gangs, especially in our community, because, again, that's one of the main things that's missing. The mainstream have brought in this chase the bag, chase the money idea, sell your soul, bust down, do whatever it takes to get the diminishing dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Because, again, America's dollar is plummeting. The main idea is for you to understand the power that music plays, especially in our lives as Black individuals, because we're spiritual. And this is why every genre of music we have we created. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and not been given the just due or the props on what it is that we have created, and we done allowed mainstream to take us out of our own lane and turn it into something that it wasn't meant to be, because they understand how strong words are. They know that every word that come out of your mouth can cast a spell. They know about the beats and how we move on a frequency, and the lower the frequency, the more trauma and violence is going to be put out in our community. So it's a powerful thing, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm just, honored to be on this side of history. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's powerful. Like, and things is happening.
And people don't realize some of the original cowboys was black.
Come on, Tory. I mean, that's so, man, look, we can go all the way.
Right.
Like,
so,
for real.
Hey,
everything that they told y'all was a lie. Like, everything they told y'all was a lie. We're the original man and woman. So, I mean, just doing that math, everything that you've been told is not true. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, look, I appreciate you for tapping in, but when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts. Elizabeth Brown, as usual. Wow. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Coming with straight truth.
Once you cross that line of destruction and the police get you, and now you want your mama to do something, now you want people to react, talk about free such and such. Once they get you in the handcuffs and get you down there in them jails, you a slave to the state. You ain't got no more freedom. You can't get out here and do what you normally do, or walk down the street, or enjoy some of these parks, or go down to Florida or somewhere on vacation. It ain't none of that.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Educators Credit Union is dedicated to celebrating diversity in the cities where they live and work. Because of this dedication, they support black businesses not just during National Black Business Month, but throughout the year. Supporting black businesses boosts local economies, produces jobs, and helps entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Educators Credit Union will continue sharing the stories of black businesses, building relationship with businesses in local communities, and buying from these businesses. Learn more about their community partnerships at ECU.com.
Good Karma Brands is celebrating Thriving Through. We are proud to share an encouraging story from the Truth's General Manager, Cherie Harris, of thriving through her breast cancer diagnosis.
What got me through this time was surrounding myself with positive people and just educating myself about cancer and making sure I know the do's and don'ts with nutrition, making sure you get an accurate amount of sleep, and reaching out to my physicians whenever there's a problem or question that needs to be answered. The more you know, the better you know, and the more active you can be or proactive about your health care. And so that helped me through this time. Now, this is silly, but I'm going to say I'm a foodie. And what got me through this was just cooking, and just that brings love to me. That brings love to my family and some normalcy, right? And so that brought me joy, and just going out for walks, just trying to live my best life doing that, and making sure I say yes to going out and being around friends and hanging out with them and just being positive, because it is mind over matter. And I believe that the mind, the soul is going to help you through something troubling like cancer and recovery.
For someone who has a family member that's going through breast cancer or just any type of cancer, what are some things that you would recommend they do in order to be supportive?
I would say you don't have to make a grand gesture to let them know you're there. Sometimes a phone call just to check in, like, hey, how's it going? I'm here for you. Sometimes asking people what they need is stressful. Just give them what you feel they need, whether it's a blanket, a care package, a candle, inspirational notebook, anything like that is going to bring light into their life. It's going to bring joy to their life because it's a positive gesture. It's a loving gesture.
Support our Thrive Through initiative by buying an exclusive Truth Thrive Through shirt by visiting 1017thetruth.com. All proceeds go to support breast cancer research. More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And now I'm here, and you're sitting there cold stairs, wishing you was here when back then I'll be right there, but I had to leave it to myself there, cause you never could've. And
And ever since I chose to stay true, say motherfucker me, no motherfucker you. You couldn't trust me, I couldn't trust you, but you never should have.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today.
I mean, powerful. Again, you hitting every aspect of our community. These are real life conversations. You keeping us open with, what black people are really doing in the city of Milwaukee. Again, we've been misled this whole time to believe that the majority is criminals and, out here being vicious and violent, but that's only the 2%. The majority of us is out here righteous and trying to find a way to make a way to be better as human beings. And the beautiful thing about your show is the information that is received to let us know that we are the majority. And a change is here. It's no longer coming. We got now. We working. And, hey, salute to Truth Nation. Salute to everybody that came out, giving us information, taking their time out, making sure, because that's what the good people have to do. We have to make sure that we know that there's other good people out here. It's Voltron time, and we're going to make it do what it do. I mean, salute.
Hey, look, we got a lot of work to do as usual, and I appreciate you for being on the front lines, Elizabeth Brown.
As always, King. One love.
All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Tory, look, what the fuck? Let's get it.
Hey, Truth Nation. Hey, look, another powerful show. Salute to everybody that came through today. Look, I'm excited. It's some good, positive things going on, and we're here for it. I'm here for it. Hey, look, y'all be safe, and join me tomorrow for another powerful conversation. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
They be lying through they teeth. Hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they. That's how that shit tell me, man. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up. When times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up.